Simpsons Index, an online spreadsheet that is also a podcast. This is the podcast. Coming at you from Side Quest Studios. Nah, fuck that.
I liked it.
Keep going. Do it.
Actually, no. We mentioned that Werner Herzog is like one step from Igor, so you can do a pretty good Werner Herzog.
Coming at you from Side Quest Studios, this is the Simpsons Index, the fourth Treehouse of Horror-thon. I'm your host, Elliot Jay O'Neill, and joining me in the studio tonight is BT Calloway,
Blur.
Maddie Dockrill,
Yeah.
and Jordan Frost.
I like how we became three spooks and Maddie.
I know. I panicked. I didn't have time to think of a spooky noise.
It's like the Casper movie, except we're the three gross ghosts and there's no Casper.
Yeah, there's no Devon Sawa
But
to
you get
like...
to be Christina Ricci.
I know.
And anyway, this is the Simpsons Index, the podcast where we watch and review 3 episodes of The Simpsons at a time, but the catch is each episode comes from a different decade. Now, tonight, we're doing things a little spooky and stuff, but yeah, it's our 4th Treehouse of Horror-thon. It's Mayoween, a term that we stole from Worst Episode Ever. Go check out their podcast. And anyway, tonight, we are doing only Treehouse of Horror episodes. Yay!
Yay!
I would be excited.
Yes.
Oh, I don't want to give away.
Be excited spookily.
Yeah.
That,
Wait,
just,
like a weird like Chucky.
that sounded like someone was massaging Mickey a little too low.
Yeah.
And he was just surprised and delighted.
Speaking of which, we just watched the horrifying Season 29, Episode 4, Treehouse of Horror 28, XXVIII. Directed by Tim Bailey, not the weather guy.
Oh.
Written by John Frink. Hey, he's on your shit list, isn't he?
And he stays there.
First released in October of 2017. Guys, what did you think of this one?
So were these all written by Frank?
Yes, apparently so.
That explains a lot. Welcome to the shit list, you fucker.
Oh boy, this was... I described it as upsetting before we started. Is that accurate?
I feel very uncomfortable whilst during the episode and afterwards still.
Mhm.
I hated it.
Tell us what you really
Way to
think.
go straight forward. I like it. It's we're all dancing around the point. You're
Yeah.
like, nope, hate.
Yeah, this was hard. This was a hard watch.
It was tasteless, you might say.
Oh,
Oh.
Sorry.
what a delicious observation. There's my Tim Curry.
Bite me.
Hey.
All right, so it's Treehouse of Horror. We don't normally do the questionnaire as a normal episode, so we just like launch into all the segments. So first, instead of a wraparound, they had like more of an intro sketch
Yeah.
Yeah.
where the Simpsons were candy bars in a candy bowl.
But there were candy bars in a candy bowl in like the 3rd dimension.
Yeah.
The animation was so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And it would have cost a lot as well.
It was like they were trying to make CGI that looked like claymation. Because it
It was somewhere between the two. It wasn't cartoonish enough to be claymation or cartoon, but it wasn't real enough to be real.
No.
I feel like it definitely wasn't quick.
Yeah.
Like, it was very drawn out to
Yeah,
the
I
point where
think-
we all thought it was part of a segment episode.
Yeah,
So-
I think we all thought it was the beginning. It was like, we don't want to watch a whole 10 minutes of this.
The weird thing was, it was the Simpsons as candy in a Simpsons world.
Yeah,
Like,
because
there was
Shauna was there.
Yeah, there were Simpsons characters as real people, but they were... Is it like some weird, like, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, but we made them into candy, like the whole family experiment? As I don't understand.
That could have been fleshed out into an actual segment, but no, it was all for this.
Don't talk about flesh.
All for this bit where they eat an Easter bunny that was left up on the top shelf.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, and then they do that annoying thing where the first bite doesn't hurt at all, but it's only when he says, oh, chocolate doesn't feel pain. Then
Yeah.
the second bite hurts.
Oh. And then Lisa is immediately like, oh, I can't stand listening to this, when he just went one like,
Yeah.
Also, Homer just bit through the foil of the
Yeah.
Easter Bunny.
Yeah,
and
that's
that
a true
was
horror.
also...
He obviously doesn't have fillings because that will fucking kill.
Indeed. The whole redacting on your joke thing, that whole, it doesn't feel any pain. Oh, now I'm feeling pain thing.
Yeah.
And they did that with the Butterfinger thing as well, where they go, yeah, don't worry, Barterfinger. And it's like, why do a parallel import joke if you're not going to fucking stick with it? Yeah. Fuck this. Anything else to say about this first segment?
Yeah, it was great because they like someone goes to take the O Homer bar or whatever, which I guess is like a O Henry, and he puts Grandpa out and it takes them, and Shauna like sprinkles like the mints or whatever senior mints
instead of junior mints
into her mouth.
Didn't mind that pun.
Yeah, like is that the equivalent of like his internal organs, or is he just the box? Like, whoa, and do you?
Oh, that was very confusing, actually.
It's the same reason I couldn't watch Sausage Party, because it's like, is the container them? Because the jar of peanut butter seems to be, but then later
that's
on,
true.
And then it's like
That's
individual.
the reason why you couldn't watch
and then
Sausage Party.
individual ingredients are people, but then pizza is people. Shouldn't pizza be an amalgamation of people? But then toilet paper is people. What are the rules of this world? I don't understand it.
Wait, there was a toilet paper person in that movie? Jesus.
It needs clarity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If there's one thing I can't stand, it's a soft explanation of your mythology.
And I hate that because it's like, why isn't the table a person? How come toilet paper's a thing, but the table isn't?
Why
See, when
isn't the bowl eating them?
I don't know.
When Toy Story does this, though, we just give it a pass.
They just say it's toys, and that's it.
Yeah, but
Because you're having fun while you're watching it, Jordan, because
Yeah.
it's fun.
that's true.
This
It
was
has-
not fun.
It has the halo effect of once you're enjoying yourself, you don't care about the
Yeah, okay.
particulars.
No, that's it. And The Simpsons actually did this sort of thing a bit better, where they had a fake Pixar trailer, and it was for a fake movie called Condiments. And when the peanut butter gets empty, he like starts dying, and he goes, "Oh, don't let them put pencils in me." And I
Yeah.
thought that was a good bit.
You know what? There is actually a Twilight Zone episode they could have ripped this off from, because we know that Halloween episodes borrow a lot from Twilight Zone, called
That's true.
I think it's Four Strangers in Search of an Exit from season 1, and it's basically people in this kind of prison. They don't know why they're there, and in the end it turns out that they're actually dolls. So this could have been that, but candy.
Spooky.
And not shit.
This is the thing. That intro sequence was so long that,
Yeah.
like, here we are spending, 10 minutes still
Yeah.
talking about it.
Yeah, true. And the source material it should have drawn
Oh,
from.
God, it just went on forever. All I can say is thank God it wasn't actually a little episode, but
yeah.
Might
It
as
could have
well-
been much worse.
yeah.
All right, so what are you going to give it, Paige? Just this segment.
Ah,
And this is loose ranking. You can do the shiny doll thing if you like.
okay, Particifail.
Yeah?
Yeah, I give it a dull participant.
A shiny fail?
Yeah.
I've always wondered which one is worse out of those, because it's like, shiny fail, good one, dude.
Yeah.
Where it's like dull
I'm
participant.
Pretty sure it's Shiny Fail is worse. It's like, look how bright this turd is.
Yeah.
The golden turd. Yeah.
All right. So the first segment, which felt like the second, was Exor-sis. So we can assume this is an Exorcist parody.
Oh, yes, it most definitely is.
And it actually...
Is that what it was parodying?
Who would have thunk it? And playing the priest as well was William Friedkin, who...
Oh, Friedkin. Yeah.
Yeah, he did this in The French Connection.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's a weird career path.
Oh, as in he
He directed The
The
Exorcist.
The
Exorcist,
Exorcist,
yeah.
right. I was about to say, that's fine. I thought you meant this episode
It's,
and the French Connection. I was like, what?
No. All right. So, yeah, Maggie gets possessed. What'd you guys think?
This was not a parody. This was... I kind of remember watching this movie. Here's things I remembered from it in another
Yeah.
episode. It was just... There was no consistency, no storyline, no nothing. It was boring.
Who played Maggie's voice?
That was Kevin Michael Richardson.
Oh, that was. Okay.
That was a bad fit as well. It would have been better if she just stayed silent and...
Yeah.
Oh, way spookier.
Yeah.
Like she's just moving shit and you can't tell what her intentions are because she won't speak.
Oh, and then they're hiding from her, and they can just hear this echoing of
Yeah.
that, like through the hallway and stuff. Yeah, I would have liked that.
See, already better.
Yeah, the whole voice. You know, it was good in the old Treehouse of Horror when they cut to the alternate universe and
Yeah, because that was one line of just,
Yeah.
this is indeed disturbing. Because it's like, how strange and different is this that not only can Maggie talk, but she has Kevin Michael Richardson's voice.
Yeah.
To make it a feature is stupid.
Yeah, needed less dialogue.
Mm-hmm. Creepy with less. Less is more. Especially in horror.
And
Less
I
is
didn't
more.
really care much for the way that she killed everybody. I didn't find
Yeah.
any of those scenes really that funny.
No. The first time it happened with
Helen
Helen Lovejoy,
yeah.
with this poker right through the head,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, geez, okay, that set the tone for this episode. I
Yeah.
understand now what they're going for in later seasons' Treehouses. Didn't like it.
Yeah.
And consider that doesn't happen in The Exorcist in the slightest. There's no deaths like that. They missed a golden opportunity as well, where Maggie kind of walks to the top of the stairs like, oh, they're going to do the spider crawl. That's like the best thing. And then they don't. She
They
just,
didn't.
she just floats down the stairs. And I literally just wrote, didn't spider crawl, arrow down.
Yeah, that was a shame because I really actually liked that panning shot that led to the top of the stairs.
From the party to the top of the stairs looked really good.
Yeah. And it's about all I can say that I liked about this segment. Because, like killing Flanders, that was so tedious. And
Oh, the police have showed up. I kind of was like, I was okay with that. His delirious kind of, it was just this one like crappy daffodil in a sea of
Yeah.
manure.
No, that's right. And yeah, the whole Hibbert sequence, adulterer.
Yeah.
Say adulterate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
I guess I didn't mind the joke where she pours out all the liquor, but it was also very hackneyed the way Homer goes, at least she won't touch the liquor.
Mm.
But also, she tips it into what looks like a portable
Yeah.
bar,
Oh, yeah.
which would have had a catchment bucket.
Yep.
So, no problem.
Yep.
She just made you a cocktail.
Yeah, just made a
Called rocket
hurricane.
fuel.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did like seeing Homer get hot chowder poured down his throat for just saying something as hackneyed as, I can't watch it.
Well, he's dead now, isn't
I
he?
like that you're enjoying characters getting punished for delivering the bad dialogue in the same episode.
It's you get your thrills where you can. in
yeah,
this
true,
thing.
true, true.
I was going to say, speaking of chowder, I did like Lenny's line earlier when he was like,
Sorry, it's chowder.
God, walked right into that. I did like Lenny's line before when he's like, oh, no one's eating my chowder. Maybe
Yeah.
I can take it home. I'm like, yes, that's what we're all thinking when we take things over to people's
Yeah, for
houses.
sure. The only thing I didn't like about that is he's standing with Homer and Marge as if they're in a conversation, but he's saying it to them like he's just talking to himself.
Yeah.
It was strange.
That
Like,
was
who talks like
weird.
that? Maybe I'll take it home. Like, what? This is the party. This is the host of the party that you just
Yeah.
come to.
Mhm.
So, other things that we didn't like. What about the priest and him delivering the leprechaun? What do you think of this bit?
Why was the leprechaun there? I don't understand. Why did it come back?
Yeah.
Here's a character that people laughed at once.
Leprechauns are for getting rid of gypsies.
Yeah.
Okay? So why is he in a priest's exorcist
Why
kit?
do we have to watch him die?
Yeah.
Again, it was just so long and drawn out. I think the leprechaun suffocating in that Ziploc bag went as long as that condiments section.
Yeah.
There is a fly in the studio now.
Yeah.
Wait, that's an Exorcist thing, isn't it?
No, it's a good episode of Breaking Bad, though.
Which one was the one where all the flies were on the face?
No, you're thinking of
Seven?
Exorcist where they kind of hit against the window.
Yeah.
No, oh, wait, or is it Amityville? Shit.
I don't know. I haven't seen either movie. Anyone got any other notes about this segment before we move on?
Yeah. It wasn't Pazuzu. It was Matt Groening.
Yeah, the statue says Matt Groening, then he
Yeah.
tapes Pazuzu over the top of it.
Oh, did he? I didn't notice that.
And I did look at, and then they even say, oh, I used to be a big deal. Look me up. I did. Pazuzu is not god of the southwest wind. He's just god of the winds. So way to fuck that up. Simpsons writers.
One job, guys. One job.
Who told me to Google it?
Yeah.
Mesopotamian legend, Pazuzu was the king of demons and wind, brother of Hamad, blah, 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 and son of the god Habarevara.
So it's like their joke is, haha, you Googled it and we were wrong.
Wait, no shit. He also represented the southwestern wind. Fuck.
Oh.
Bear of storms and drought.
Oh.
Beach got called out.
Yeah,
Oh.
by myself.
Wham, wham, wham.
Season 29 Simpsons 1, Beach 0.
Took this
How
long
does
for
that
them.
feel?
He will have plenty of chance to redeem those points.
Yeah.
Also, I felt Lisa's comment on that was also just kind of weird and strange.
it's like, oh, you're not the south wind? You're not the west wind? What are you?
Fuck off, Lisa. Also, Bart and Lisa weren't even in the episode until
Yeah.
just randomly
Yep.
came in.
Line quota. Total
Cool.
line
Yeah.
quota.
Oh, yeah, and that stupid ending where Pazuzu goes into Bart. He's like, no, his soul's so evil.
It's like, get fucked. Bart is not that evil.
You killed a woman with a poker.
Yeah.
You know, he's
Yeah.
got nothing on that. He put mothballs in the meatball stew. That's
Yeah.
not even close.
Oh
God.
no, he shattered every window in Springfield. That's so evil.
But yeah, that's the thing. Bart's like bad behavior is
Yeah.
like commonly
Pranks.
shown to be like he's redeemable. Like
He's a lovable rogue.
Yeah.
Mm.
yeah.
He's a scamp.
And
Yes.
even South Park pointed it out where they had a Bart lookalike and Cartman sitting there and what's the worst thing you've ever done? Oh, I stole the head of a statue once. Really? There was this kid I didn't like, so I ground his parents up into chili and fed it to him.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't buy this whole fucking, oh, he's a demon child when, yeah.
It's dumb. My last note on this was fucking what?
Mm.
Oh, the ending?
Yeah. Yeah.
Homer just goes off to jury duty?
No.
Okay,
Oh,
cool.
At
Got
least,
antlers in
Alright.
my head.
at least I'm out of jury duty.
I was going to say,
How trite.
I had a couple of anacondas if you want to get through them really quickly.
Just a reminder that
Yeah.
this is a treehouse of horror, and we
Yeah,
are allowed
yeah.
to suspend a lot of the disbelief. But what have you got?
He did die twice. Like, if you got boiling hot chowder poured down your throat, you would die.
I don't know if it was boiling. I think it was just hot.
It was steam coming
It
off
was probably lukewarm.
Yeah, there's steam coming off of me half the time. Yeah.
And then the horn totally went through his brain.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
Anyway, but that's fine.
So did a crayon.
Yeah. There's a long sequence of all the doors and things getting locked down and
Yeah.
Yeah.
closed and everything else. How'd the Exorcist get in?
They
What?
unlocked it.
When?
You know when a door locks, you can actually unlock it?
Yeah, I know, but it seemed like Pazuzu was controlling it all.
It was a weird thing where...
Like all the party
first
guests
of all,
were gone too?
Yeah, at first Pazuzu's like, no one leaves alive. And then you think, okay, so they're going to lock it up and casually kill people as you go on. But then it switched to a full Exorcist thing
Yeah.
where everyone was gone and the doors were unlocked. So it was a bit weird to have
Yeah, they should have just kept it in the party.
one or the other.
Definitely. All right. Maddie, did you have any final notes before we move on?
I liked that books turned into Boo.
Books turn
Yeah.
into...
Boo.
Yep.
The K and the S burnt up.
Her little book box.
And she's like they make the room creepy, but like, you know, they have like the elves' eyes bleeding and they have like all this other like really kind of
the blocks turned to
obscene
666.
stuff. Yeah. And then all of a sudden it's like books into Boo. I'm like,
Actually,
okay.
Homer's song there I did quite like. So if everything else wasn't garbage, I would have been okay.
Oh my God, Homer had a lot of songs in this episode.
Oh.
What was his song? Sorry.
He's just singing like a lullaby, but it's all about how Pazuzu's going to destroy everything. So, you know, one bad.
Oh, yeah, I was down with that. And when the locking sequence, okay, I got a little chuckle over the computer locking.
Yeah.
I thought it was pizza. I didn't like that line.
No, that was dumb. Yeah, it was not explained well at all why this thing was in the house.
So if he thought it was pizza, why did he have it like delivered for Maggie? Like
I don't. If he thought it was pizza, like, why is it coming days or weeks later? I just don't understand.
Do you order pizza off Amazon?
Oh.
And I imagine a pre-Christian history artifact is probably going to be pretty expensive, even if it is a demonically possessed statue. So
doesn't make sense. If you were to rank this segment and this segment alone, what are you giving it? You can even make up rankings if you want.
-6.
Yep.
Oh, another -6.
Yeah.
banana.
Oh, you ruined the pattern. It was supposed to... Never mind.
-6.
I had you. Yay!
There are 4 of us and only 3 6s to go
Yeah, I
around.
know, but...
And the next section, Coralisa. Now, who is familiar with Coralina? Because I have not seen it.
Coraline. Yeah.
Coraline. Whoops. See, how unfamiliar am I?
Quite.
Apparently it was written by Neil Gaiman and directed by Tim Burton, the movie was?
No.
No?
No, it was directed by someone talented.
Oh!
It looked Burton-esque.
Burton-esque. It's what's the production company? Because they do that and they do Kubo and they do a bunch of other like that stop motion stuff and they are insanely good at it. And Paranorman. What's that? It's a great movie.
All right, cool. Yeah, I had heard good things. But yeah, Coraline, that's a good movie.
Coraline.
Coraline.
Yeah, they changed it from the book quite a bit,
Yeah.
which kind of made the boy the hero when it was really kind of about Coraline. But yeah, it was fine.
Okay, good review.
Sounds sexist.
Was.
So in this one as well, like me being not familiar with the material, to me it just seemed like they were trying to do Homer 3D Part 2.
Kind of. They didn't really have a point.
No,
that was really the problem.
Story meandered, fucking around, just sewing buttons on eyes. Why?
I mean, Coraline, I guess in essence, is sort of a little bit like an expansion on your Hansel and Gretel of going to a place that seems all nice, finding out it has a horrible twist, and that twist tries to come around to your world and steal it back.
Yeah.
But then it was just... I guess I'll just go to Button Eyes World because there's no downside. You just have to have Button Eyes. And it's like...
And everyone can come between the two
just
worlds.
fine. And it doesn't seem to cause any problems. And yeah, there was no problem, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah, welcome to this horrible other dimension where everything's fine.
I was just going to say it's directed by a guy called Henry Selick, who also did James and the Giant Peach and Nightmare Before Christmas. So that kind of makes sense because that was stop motion too.
And another one that gets wrongly attributed to Burton.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think stylistically this one actually looked pretty good. It's just there was no content.
As far as an import goes, it looked pretty good as well. So, for the style it was going for.
It did look like off-brand, like Eastern European Simpsons
Yeah, a little bit.
animation.
But I
That
think I
other
kind of
world
like that.
didn't like Lisa's face at all in that other world. It was like very hawkish or something. I don't know, but just didn't care for it.
Yeah, and the whole thing about nothing actually happens in this thing is just the thing that bugs me so much about it. And there's not even like any mystery set up with around like protecting the secret door.
No.
No, it's just beside a bookcase, and it's like, I didn't know we had a secret door. Obviously, you've not paid attention to the house that you've lived in for the last... It's just sitting there open. It's right there.
Yeah, and there's a weird thing where she first notices that door, and the way it's shot is the camera is like up, pointing down towards Lisa, but the way she's framed looks like she would have to be like half leaning on like a 90-degree angle for everything to be in frame like that.
Yeah.
It was really odd.
And also the door, there was an anal corner, the door keeps changing size. It keeps changing size, like, because at one point, she just, when she goes through it the first time, she just opens it like a regular door and walks through it without having to like squish and anything. It was bizarre.
It's a magic door.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's right.
Wizard did it.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it shrinks when it sees Homer coming because they know it's a great time for a fat joke.
Yeah.
But yeah, like not even the family discovering it was like a mystery or just like anything
It's
like
like,
that.
oh, that's where we put the door.
Yeah.
Well, no, okay. What's even dumber, right, is, Lisa's been missing for 3 days. The police are no help, blah, 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 blah.
Cue the police to walk in.
But Bart knew exactly where she was.
The cat told him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
And then
the
he's like,
cat, yeah.
okay, see ya, bye, and just like straight through the door. And they're like, yep, cool.
So yeah, in this story as well, Snowball's helper, Santa's little ball. Whoops.
Take 3.
In this segment, Snowball 2 is voiced by Neil Gaiman.
Cool.
Yeah.
Really getting his money's worth.
Yeah.
How happy he was to be involved.
I think he was happy to get another paycheck.
I think he likes doing stuff.
He was getting a lot of money from the American Gods
Oh, yeah.
TV show.
Yeah, he's making Neil Gaiman money now.
Probably doesn't. Yeah.
Neil Gaiman money has been coined now. Yeah, I thought his performance was fine.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been on before in The Book Job, and that was a good performance. So.
Love the book job. Love the book job. What I didn't like was how they revisit Milhouse saying "was up."
Yeah.
Because remember when they did that back in the day, it was to make Milhouse look dorky and out of place and
Yeah.
dated. And in this one, it just...
It just is stalking out of place and dated, yeah. Big shift from the parody to itself being a parody.
Yeah. All right, we better move on from this segment. BT, do you have any other notes?
Last one on this one is fucking what?
Fucking what, mate? Jordan, do you have any other notes?
I was going to say, I didn't mind. They kind of kept the through line through it with saying, Maggie's still got a touch of the Pazuzus.
Yeah.
By
I
like
like
linking
that,
them
but-
all through.
I liked that, but like that first vomit gag just dragged on so long.
Yeah. But then
it
the
was
second one I
gross.
kind of liked. So.
But it was just after, the police are doing nothing. Cue policeman to walk in. Vomit.
Yeah.
Maddie, do you have any other notes?
Oh, I've got so many notes, but
Yeah,
I'm
do
kind
it.
of like...
All of them. Go
Yeah,
for it.
let's hear 'em. I want to hear them all.
And now everybody, welcome to Maddie's Corner.
Oh, God. Okay, when the cat goes through and it's like, where does it go? That went for too long. And the cat was like chasing the little light. I was like,
Yeah.
that's gone on for too long.
Yeah,
like, it was kind of funny, but
I
then
like the
it wasn't.
joke, but my literal note there is cat, shiny, and now too long.
Yep,
Yeah.
literally too long.
Two of them would have been, I would have
Yeah.
been quite happy with that.
Yep.
Lisa goes into the weird animation of the Coraline world and goes, for a Halloween middle section, this is amazing, which I do have to acknowledge it was like pretty good
Yeah.
animation. That jazz scene was weird when the whole family starts playing jazz.
Oh, that's right. Anal corner. Bart's not even fretting the strings and it's changing notes.
Yeah.
Strikes the same string and produces two different
Yeah.
tones.
And Homer
Wizard did it.
Magical broom.
Yeah, his drums are like well out of order with all of the sounds that were coming out as well.
Mhm.
And then I liked how she goes, you're all good, but not better than me. And I like that acknowledgement. But then it's so weird because, like, okay, obviously this Coraline world's like crafted to be perfect for Lisa, but then all of a sudden, oh, wait, no, it's perfect for Bart and Marge
Yeah.
and everyone else.
Yeah.
No, it's not. Dumb. And then Bart ups for the buttons, and that was stupid. And then Maggie just gets forgotten about.
Oh, yeah.
Like, yeah.
Homer sitting around at the end with his perfect life and his spider wife, and there's no Maggie.
Yeah, I didn't like that he got his like weird dream life and
Yeah.
then he didn't, and then it was just and then it was just such like a nothing ending.
What was that? Now a social worker is coming round because of Bart's drawing.
Weird drawing. And then just plotting to kill a social worker.
Oh, yeah, and then Nelson comes round.
Yeah, and the heart. Yeah,
Ha, zip, ha.
yeah.
Yeah, fuck this segment.
Oh, also he's just less flatulent in this one. That was a 3-button job.
Yeah.
Come on. Stop it.
I am not above a good fart joke, but that, sir, was not a good fart joke.
Exactly.
All right, guys, the final segment, and this
do
is
we
one
have
where they
to?
actually have Lisa come out and do a warning, and we've seen these like as a gag at the start of a Treehouse Horror, but never like before one of the other.
Individual segments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was right to warn us. This was disgusting. This was a hard watch. This was called Homer, and Homer's self-cannibal. Floor's open.
Auto cannibalism. All right, I will start with a positive where kids and Marge are all loading into a car, and he's like, Homer's like, I'm going to miss you guys so much. I was like, well, we don't have to go. And he goes, yes, we do. I said goodbye in the car. I already heard it. Bye.
Yeah, I did like that as well,
That
actually.
was good. After that, my notes are a squirrel destroying Seattle. It's just a drawing I did. If you would all like to look.
Oh, I like it.
beautiful.
That's cool.
Yes.
So
You
can I
just whip that up? Oh.
Yeah, well, well, I wasn't going to take notes on this one because I already knew how I felt. As soon as I'm like, wait a second, he's running out of food and it's called home. Oh, shit.
Oh, so did you get that like way before he chopped his finger? Or?
Yep.
As soon as he saw, I'm like,
not get that.
Homer, what is this going to be a thing of?
I'm like, is it meant to be like iRobot? No,
Yeah,
what is
yeah.
this going for? Wait
And then as soon as there was no food, I'm like, oh, okay. I
See,
get it.
I actually thought it was going to go like in the blob way where
Oh,
he
yeah,
just
yeah,
keeps
yeah.
Oh,
eating and
yeah.
eating,
Yeah.
becomes like a huge...
Yeah.
They've done
entity.
that. I think we reviewed
Yeah, we
that.
did that in
they
the
did that.
Mayoween, the
Last
last
year.
Mayoween, yeah.
Memories.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be surprised if they did it.
And this was one as well where he had a lot of fucking songs. In this one segment, he does parodies of I'm on the Road Again, Happy Birthday, and Hallelujah like twice.
Yeah.
I didn't mind the On the Road Again one, to be honest.
It was kind of cute. Something about, I can't remember the lyrics, it was about like how much better food tastes like in the bathroom or something.
I'm being
and-
left alone again. I'm going to eat provolone
Yeah.
again. Eating food in the bathroom feels good again.
Yeah, that one was not bad.
And it was cute to see him like in the bath with all these little things and eating a sandwich and there's like jelly and all that. And I was
Homer
like,
really enjoying
"Aw."
himself. Yeah.
And it's very
Yeah.
relatable. It's like, well, home alone. Goodbye, pants.
Yeah.
And self-respect.
He couldn't
Yeah,
even
duh.
wait to get in the door. He's like just ripping off
Yeah.
everything and just, yeah. But then it took a turn for the worse.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
did it?
yeah, he runs out of food and he finds the hot dog. Oh God, we're getting there, aren't we?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, basically, cut to he cooks his own finger and then eats it.
Accidentally, and then he's like, oh, but it smells so good. Hey, look, at least in the song, he's talking about how like, oh, my sweat is like donut glaze or something like that. And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, so he's talking about how like he's eating so much
His
crap.
gluttonous behavior has left
Yeah.
to him being delicious. Yeah.
I've eaten all the Frito-Lays. I brushed my teeth with mayonnaise.
Yeah.
I actually liked that rhyme. So yeah, he did set it up. So there was a story progression there. That's something you can say about this episode.
Has no pain threshold.
Or blood.
No.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think maybe that's the most disturbing part about it is the lack of pain threshold.
Yeah, that first bit, he's like, like where he cuts his finger off. But
Yeah.
even then, I would still be like, fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. And instead of being like, hospital, and then maybe it's dropped by the supermarket, it's all, may as well just eat myself.
Yeah.
I would like to read you my notes
Yeah.
from
Please.
this segment.
I want to hear.
Cut off his finger. He already did that,
Yeah.
in that
Yeah.
episode.
Yep.
What? No, don't do it. He just ate his finger. What the fuck? This got weird.
And then he
Pretty much.
goes, I shouldn't eat myself. On the other hand, is another finger.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, that was just obvious as well.
The thing is, why did he pick he did his other, like, pointer finger. Like, do the pinky if you can do that. It's
Or like
the
the
least
ring
useful.
finger. Yeah. Get rid of a use. Well, he only has
3.
4 fingers,
Yeah.
3
Yeah.
fingers to choose from and a thumb.
But then, and then, like, at the end of that sequence, he just, like, cuts all the rest of his fingers off anyway.
yeah. Oh, yeah, in that montage, and he's like shaving his head with a cheese grater.
Oh, that was the
So
bit I hate. Like
gross.
that whole montage, and he's got the corkscrew in his ear and
Yeah.
scooping out all
Oh.
that pink stuff.
Yeah, I don't understand. Why was it brain
It was
or was
brain.
it
Yeah.
earwax? Because it was very much
Earwax
pink.
is not pink.
Well,
Well, actually, no, because maybe he's got yellow skin, and you know how in the previous episode you were talking about they have the strange coloured walls so that it
Yeah, it
contrasts with their
contrasts.
skin. Maybe
Yeah.
the earwax in the Simpsons world is pink to contrast with their ears.
Oh, you naive, beautiful, tall man.
And also, who would want like just the bits of their scalp? Is that the tasty part?
Who wants
it's
their
the
finger?
fatty. It's the fatty meat that's the tasty thing.
yeah, it's just skin flakes on like his
Yeah.
head, maybe dandruff.
And then he's like
you know?
kneading like dough that's made of him. And
Oh
like,
yeah. No, the worst part was he pulls out a tooth and puts it on a cupcake. Who eats a tooth?
Yes.
Pulled out his tooth. That's fucked.
Damn it, episode, you made Maddie swear.
And all the fucking puns when he was having dinner at Flanders'.
Oh.
I've been enjoying spaghetti and my balls.
Not even funny. That was not
No,
funny.
he said, I've taken to a vegan diet. But, like, it takes 2 words for Flanders to go, you're not.
Yeah.
Like, he gets it immediately.
Yeah,
Like,
that would not
what?
be the first thing you suspect.
No. I'd be going,
I watched the episode and I still didn't get it.
Yeah.
I would assume that meant he was eating people called Megan before
Yeah.
I thought that meant
Yeah.
himself.
and, like, yeah.
Also, I've never met a nice Megan, so don't eat them. Because
Yeah.
they're clearly going to taste bad.
And no
views have been-
vegans ever listen to the podcast again.
Good.
Oh.
Damn it, Beach. We've lost our key Megan demo.
Look, Megans are fine. It's Megans that are bitches.
What about freegans? Are we allowed freegans?
Who the hell is called Freegan?
People who only eat free food.
Oh, that's fine, I
Yeah.
guess.
So they like dumpster dive and stuff for like things that people have chucked out,
That's fine.
like out the back of Woolies.
No, I already got it. You
Are
can stop explaining.
you confessing to your secret life?
I like we've gotten 2 series from this: The Secret Life of Jordan Frost
Yep.
and 3 Creeps and Maddie.
I like it. Yes.
So, all right, we've got to wrap up this segment. So, yeah, Marge discovering this is the worst thing you've ever done. What do you guys think of how this all played out?
I didn't mind the joke of even that. Yes, this is the worst thing you've ever
Yeah.
done.
Yeah,
And
that was
also-
even
pretty
worse
good.
than that.
As creepy as it was for her to walk in on Homer just frying his whole leg, I do like she stops, they stare at each other, he just kind of keeps frying.
Yeah.
I just wish it was something different, though. Like, the whole leg in the one
Yeah.
little pan. Like,
That's not how you cook. You
yeah.
He definitely should be roasting it like a
Yeah.
pig, like a pig
Yeah.
roast.
Oh,
like,
imagine if he had it on a spit.
Yeah.
That would have
Oh,
been
that's
disgusting,
all.
and I would have complained about
Have
it.
you guys seen Hannibal season
Yeah.
3?
No.
No, not 3.
Okay. At the end, there is like a roast leg, which is like all like trussed up, like, you know, like a pork roast and everything with the string
I thought
and
that was
with all the
season 2.
vegetables.
Toes curling around holding the apple.
There is that one, but no.
Mm.
At
No,
season
different
3,
leg.
because it's a major character's leg.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think much of the whole therapy thing either. I think it was all leading up to Homer to do that stupid I hate myself because I hate myself thing.
Yeah.
That's not why he did it.
No,
No.
he tasted good.
Yeah. It was an accident. He's like, ooh, I like it.
And so around this point in the story, Mario Batali, known sex offender, was introduced to the story to make a restaurant out of Homer, make a restaurant chain.
Because he's a cooker operator.
Yeah. Do you mean chef? I don't care for that term.
So yeah, this twist in
Why?
the story, like, just... It sucked. Like, there wasn't much of Homer left. Certainly not enough to start 5 chain restaurants
Yeah.
and an exclusive restaurant. Fuck this segment. If I was to rank this one, I'd give it a failure. What about you, Beach?
Oh, yeah, no question.
Yeah, failure. Absolute.
A negative failure.
Negative failure.
Negative failure.
I know. I was gonna. Well,
I don't know. I would have this as a failure garnished with failure.
Hey, is
F
It's a-
minus.
It's a
Yeah.
failure
That's
that
a
eats
negative
itself.
failure.
Yeah.
Z minus?
Below 0, yeah.
Was that a Breaking Bad reference? Because one of the chains was El Polo Homo.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Well, Los Panos Hermanos, so
Yeah.
not quite.
Yeah, they were doing that. Like, Taco Bell was Taco Homer or something. I
But
don't
they
know.
did say, oh, we had to like bulk up some of the meat with a Barney, a comic book guy, and
Yeah,
the
and then,
horse.
and then it becomes just about Springfieldians eating people, which we've done before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck
Detention.
this. All
Yeah,
right,
exactly.
guys. Time for the abridged spooky questionnaire relevant to Treehouse of Horror episodes. So, ultimately, did this feel like a Treehouse of Horror?
No.
In that there were 3 segments with a kind of a loose connection.
But they were bad. They,
Yeah.
were all they weren't even parodies of the things they were parodying.
I'll give you that.
Mhm.
They're bad. But we've watched tree houses where it's not even a horror parody anymore. Like
Yeah.
the thing, it's just like a Harry Potter thing or
Yeah,
it's a Freaks thing. They at least went for this is horror. This is horrifying and horrible and awful and all in one kind of
But
thing.
even
So-
the ones in this one that were parody of something, it was a parody in the sense that, you know, I'm pretty sure I saw The Exorcist once. It was across the
Yeah.
bar and the sound was turned down, but I think I got the gist of it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, it's sort of hard to tell what the line is because, like, I like a lot of gory and violent entertainment and whatever. It's just The Simpsons sort of, it's got to be this certain thing and work within this certain confines. And, like, Treehouse of Horror is the moment where they branch out on all this stuff and, like, do things a bit more disgusting. But, like, when it's disgusting and it doesn't have a point, I think is the
Yeah.
thing that I hate most.
Yeah, there's nothing to tie the disgustingness to a story. It's just disgustingness for the sake of it.
Yep. All right, so just quickly, have you watched this episode before tonight?
No.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, you got to shake your head
Yeah.
into the microphone, otherwise people can't hear you. Beach, have you seen this one?
My lips
Getting over the
are braising.
sound of that. No, I've not.
Would you watch it again?
No.
Oh, God, no.
Nah.
No.
No,
Perhaps
no,
not.
no.
As demonstrated earlier, I would rather draw pictures of squirrels destroying cities.
Yeah, but that's
than
way more
watch this
fun than a
again.
lot of things, let's
True.
be honest.
Oh, yeah, and the Homer segment ends with him talking to Jesus in heaven. Did you ever have anybody eat you?
He's like, only every Sunday. It's like, that's not the same thing, Jesus.
Fucking,
Well, no, I mean, look, they do say that it is his literal body.
Yeah, but no one thinks that's right.
Christians should,
No,
if they
they-
believe their own teachings.
They do not think crack is a Christ.
Let's rank this thing. On the Simpsons Index, we rank using our 6-point scale, which starts down the bottom at failure. Maybe if the episode was just meh, you give a participant. But if it's good, bronze, great, silver, excellent, gold, but for the best of the very best, the ones that are spookily good, you give cubic zirconia. I'm going to go first. Let me show you how it's done. Yeah, I'm outright failing this. There was little to enjoy about it. The visual stuff that was impressive was matched with a story that was really pointless. I fucking hated it. BT?
Yeah, fail. I'm just even passing through the kind of things that were all right, like the parody of horror movies, but anything that could have been mined as a good quality, we handled it wrong.
Yep.
So, the best part was probably the Coraline bit, and it still fucked it up and didn't have a point or conflict or anything interesting happening. So, yeah, it's a dead set fail.
Maddie, what do you reckon?
It's just like one of these new episodes where I feel like it had potential to maybe do like an interesting storyline, or it had potential to be creepy or spooky, but they just like, I don't know, shat their pants or something, just fucked it everywhere. It was awful. Definitely going with a negative failure. Keeping on theme.
There we
Creating new ranks.
Oh, yeah.
It deserves it. Jordan?
Yeah. I was going to say, I feel like you need like spooky versions of the rankings. So you can have like a boo-rons and a shiver. But I'm giving...
Cool.
So I'm giving this a failure.
It was clunky, but you made it work.
Yay.
Yep.
So, yeah, no, it was either they just focused solely on horror, or tried to just do cool animation, but just with no story. So it was kind of, if they'd mixed even a little bit of the two together, it might have been a bit better, but it just didn't hit the mark.
All right, well, that makes this episode a unanimous failure. So, yes, we are giving this the index finger. Woo! This will be joining another Treehouse of Horror episode. Yeah, Maddie, we're dorks. This will be joining another Treehouse of Horror episode, Treehouse 26, which we reviewed with Shag and Claire with the Avatar parody and all that.
Ah, that was dumb.
That was so bad. This will also be joining Lisa Goes Gaga, What to Expect When Bart's Expecting, Musk Who Feldworth, Cat in the Hat, Grampy Can You Hear Me, Old Blue Mare, She Ain't What She Used to Be, Future Drama, Italian Pub, fucking, this is horrible. It's a horrible list. All right, and now before we move on, is that reputation justified?
Is
No.
that reputation justified?
Fine. All right, old mate Dennis Perkins of the AV Club
Oh,
gave
shit.
this episode a B-.
Nah.
So on their scale, that's like a bronze, maybe a dull bronze.
Is it B for bad? 'Cause it's
Should
bad.
be.
Wait, they go down to D is their failure?
D.
D
is
is like
failure.
ultimate failure.
Okay.
Usually their failures they'll
Yeah,
give a
yeah.
C-, but yeah. So no, Jesse Shadeen of IGN gave this episode out of 10 an 8.6. What?
Is this because, like, I know it was GameSpot. I was
all
about to say,
all three segments in this year's special were strong. She says.
No.
Tony Sokol of Den of Geek gave this episode 4 out of 5 stars.
Okay.
Oh.
You know what? In this age, it's hard to say this, but that's just some fake news media right there.
Wait,
This is the only podcast you can trust, people.
Who was that one from?
Tony Sokol of Den of Geek. He says, it was a very funny episode, yes. It took chances, like leaving a kid alone with a Catholic priest.
Oh, that joke I forgot about and was bad.
Yeah. Didn't like it.
Ah.
I was thinking about it because there was game review companies that basically they've fired people for not giving good reviews.
Yeah.
And I'm just wondering if it's a similar thing, like, oh, we won't get the previews if we don't get, give them good
Doubt
reviews.
it.
I
IGN
mean-
have given plenty of bad reviews, especially to Simpsons.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, but IGN are just such soft touches as
They
well,
are.
like on most things. But that, come on.
Are these people reviewing, like, obviously they're not doing what we're doing, where we're going, like, we're spicing. Are
Yeah,
they
yeah.
just going
Yeah.
A to Z in the episodes?
Yeah, usually reviewers, especially for big sites like AV Club, Den of Geek, and IGN, get like assigned a season. So that at least, even in these shows where continuity doesn't matter, there is consistency in the reviews. So yeah, we have seen these names pop up a lot in this, but so yeah, they have consistently reviewed. All right, guys, it's time to go back to another older Treehouse of Horror. Let's get out of the HD era and get into the teens era. We're going to season 19's Treehouse of Horror 18. We'll be back. And And we are back, and we just watched our teens episode, but before we get into that, I realised I said everybody's name wrong. So, I am your host, Elliot Jay O'Neill, and to my left is...
Maddie Dockrill.
Ooh, and...
Is Jaws of the Damned defrosting.
And finally...
BT Calloway. Or is it Beastly Calloway? No, wait, BT was accurate.
Booty Calloway, we said.
Booties.
Calloway.
Check out my butt.
That's his exploitation film, a beach-sploitation movie.
Yeah, it's where I haunt people's butts.
Oh.
The Butt Haunter. And we just watched our Teens Era episode. This was Season 19, Episode 5, Treehouse of Horror 18, XVIII. It was directed by Chuck Sheets. That is his name, Chuck Sheets.
That means something different in Australia. We use chuck. Like, no one else in the world really uses chuck to mean, like, throw.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
I didn't know that. All right. Treehouse of Horror 18. Guys, what did you think?
It's all right.
Do they use chuck as in vomit as well?
No, I don't think so. Like,
Oh,
chuck up or
yeah.
chuck a sickie.
Yeah.
Having a bit of an upchuck? Yeah, that's
Yeah.
an Australian thing.
Okay. All right. Just wanted to clarify. Sorry for
That's
the
okay.
interruption.
So feasibly, you could have a sentence where you're like, chuck us my darts, I'm going to chuck a sickie, tell them I'm chucking.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
He physically threw up sheets.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
like waves. It's like, no, I'm not going to let you start. Yeah, it's like sheets of vomit coming out of his mouth.
There's the
like
Elliot
Maggie.
face.
Yeah, he's so angry right
I
now.
like how your nose is becoming the microphone.
Treehouse of Horror 18. Guys, what did you think?
It's all right.
It was an improvement.
It was
Oh,
better
yeah.
than the last one.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely, absolutely, yes.
I felt entertained.
Yes. I didn't like most of the stories, but I liked a lot of the jokes.
Yeah, I think it's a good way. Yeah. There were a lot of sounds coming around that sounded like laughter. So,
Yeah. This is what I was talking about just before, where it's kind of like they'll take a premise that isn't really horror.
Yeah.
Like E.T. is not,
Yeah.
it's not really horror, but they introduced a few horror elements. And
Yeah, that's right. And Mr. and Mrs. Smith, that is not a horror
No.
movie.
No, that was just pure parody.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Heckhouse wasn't really going after anything specific.
No.
But anyway, we'll get into all those other segments. But first, the intro, where Marge is cooking up all the logos that are popping up on screen. What did you guys think of that?
I kind of liked it because I, too, am sick of all those damn logos.
Yeah.
Mm.
Me too. I liked that.
And especially in the era when it was made, it was way more prevalent. It's kind of calmed down a little bit now, which is
Yeah.
good. But yeah, the occasional banner ad, but yeah, they're not just popping in as much as they used to. So I think when this was aired, it would have been peak saturation of that.
Yeah, I think this would be like a thing that would turn people off Netflix if Netflix started doing that
Oh,
shit.
yeah.
Like, because that's part of the appeal. No ads.
One
Yeah,
inch
definitely.
Netflix.
Yeah.
You watch yourself, Netflix.
Oh yeah, they are on dangerous territory.
I loved the Roman numerals in the meatloaf
Yeah.
Yeah.
because I feel like that was kind of missing from the last episode. Did you guys see the Roman numerals in the last episode?
I think they did it over the candy bowl thing after they were done eating the
Yeah.
bunny or something. But
and
yeah.
I love that because I feel like I basically learnt Roman numerals from watching these Simpsons
Oh,
episodes,
definitely.
you know?
Between Treehouse of Horror and In Lemon of Troy, where you go,
Yeah.
Rocky V plus Rocky. Two.
Adrian's Revenge.
Yeah, Adrian's Revenge. Already subtitling it.
Mhm.
But anyway, it was cool to see like Marge microwave house and
I did like that.
yeah, and the guys from Prison Break are just like,
Yeah.
make a run for it.
I liked that Marge was her kind of regular, like, chirpy Halloween self. Like, I think she gets into Halloween. She doesn't like the really scary stuff, but she likes the little thrill
She likes the
of Halloween.
traditions and things. She does that thing where everyone closes their eyes, you hand around grapes, so this is the eyes.
Yeah. Mom,
This
we haven't
is
even
the
got the
hand.
grapes yet.
Yeah, exactly.
She likes the things that are neat.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I adore Marge. She's so cute.
Yeah, and it's very traditional Halloween, yeah.
And it's the cool meatloaf thing as well. It reminds me of my mum, how she taught me that you can make a neat meatloaf when you put a bunch of boiled eggs in the middle, and when you cut it open, it's like a little meat and egg rainbow.
Oh.
That's fantastic.
So obviously this must have been
What?
aired a week after. This must have been aired a week after Halloween.
Oh,
right?
that I hated, that it was like, oh, it's November, but we're the Simpsons and we're doing Halloween now. Yeah, it was first released in November of 2007. I think I forgot to mention that.
Okay. Well, I get it because they were kind of saying we love it so much we're making it
still
a week
going.
long. Yeah.
It just sucks because it means the episode doesn't age well.
yeah.
Because one, who watches Simpsons when they air anymore, and
Yeah.
two, it's
And we
like,
saw it in April, and we're talking about it in May.
yeah. All right, so the first segment, E.T. Go Home. What did you guys think?
It's all right.
I actually did like the twist that E.T. like the alien from space, was not friendly, and he was indeed, as they said at the end, the book should indeed be judged by its cover.
Yeah.
That was a weird twist to put on that. Like, there was no, like, threat of the alien invasion either. Like, the aliens just get rolled out in a bunch of different stereotype costumes and then just get immediately shot.
Yeah, which feasibly that would probably happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The stereotype costumes?
Well, I mean, yeah,
Yes.
if you've heard of aliens, you know they love dress up. But more so that, you know, it's
Halloween after all.
It's an appropriate militaristic response to an alien invasion. So.
Fair
I
enough.
was about to say, if you take the gospel of American Dad, aliens fucking love dress up.
Oh, yeah.
I thought this was a good way to include Kang and Kodos again because, like, they sort of became a Treehouse of Horror tradition, but they obviously increasingly found it difficult to include them.
Yeah, and they got shoved in more and more, and this was a little more organic.
Yeah. Were
Yeah.
they both in this one?
No, I think it was
Okay.
just the one.
The last alien to come out,
yeah.
and got shot.
Like, what did I miss?
Yeah.
Do they all sound like them, though?
Yes.
Okay.
It is the Rigel 7 accent.
Yeah, it's fair enough.
Yeah, so other things you liked or didn't like about this scene?
They have a specific butane storage shed.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was good for explaining the shed and doing the whole E.T. homage.
Yeah.
I didn't mind his like, what? No, this is deodorant. And then he
Yeah.
like has to like shoot himself.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
Although
smells like a summer breeze.
that
was pretty
did
good.
give me a little bit of a Jordan Hill corner.
Yes.
Where an alien with a tentacle would not have a gun that looks like that. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, no.
Guns are designed like that for function for human hands.
Yes.
And yeah,
Good point.
think about your practicality of your
Maybe
universe.
they stole it from another alien race that looks more like humans.
But it's their deodorant.
That's how you know it's working, when it's burning.
Yeah.
Singe those hairs and smells
Why
right
else,
off.
why else would aerosol spray cans be flammable unless you're supposed to burn the stink off?
I liked when the government knocked on the door and they go straight away, "We know it's you, Mr. Simpson."
Yeah. I thought that was a good mislead because I was sort of rolling my eyes a bit about his Southern Belle accent, and then the mislead that he opens the door and he's Abe Lincoln.
Yeah, I do. He feels the need for an elaborate costume even though they're not looking for him.
Yeah.
It's like, what was the plan here? But I like the, and it's the immediate, we know it's you.
Oh, you guys are good.
But then it kind of got a bit weird by then.
Yeah.
Let South will rise again.
That was
makes
weird.
sense.
Yeah.
The other bit that was weird with Homer is when we can only assume that Kodos like tentacled him.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
that
yeah.
was uncomfortable.
Oh,
Why
you're
did you
on
bring
the
that
highway
up?
to the danger zone
Oh.
with the butt massage. Yeah.
Gonna ride into-
Although, wasn't the line, can you now massage my butt shoulders or something
Yeah.
like
Your
that?
butt
Butt
neck.
neck.
Yeah, my butt neck, the neck of my butt. Although, yeah, I mean, what else are you going to do with a tentacle?
Get out of hentai territory, Elliot. I mean, Elliot Jordan.
Suck it. That sounds like he's burning you. Anyway.
Another bit that I'm pretty sure this was in Futurama when Kodos, or he'll be Kodos for the rest of the episode.
Mhm.
He's singing I'll be killing every human with my gun. This was Bender's song in Futurama.
Mm.
Yeah.
Futurama did it. What the hell?
I'll give him a pass because they're both,
Yeah, the same
Yeah.
creator.
but still,
It's still lazy.
yeah.
Like, we call them out when they do Simpsons did it on
Absolutely.
The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Any other things you want to mention about this section before we move on?
You were saying about how it was like dated with the thing.
Yeah.
The fact that they mentioned Avenue Q
Mm.
is
Yeah.
very dated. I don't think that's popular anymore. Because I think if you watched it now, you'd be like, nah, this isn't funny anymore.
No,
Yeah,
I've
it was
listened to
funny
the
a while ago.
soundtrack and yeah, I don't know.
It was good, I think, in mid 2000s. I think we went and saw it and it was pretty funny. But now I think it would just be too,
Yeah.
nah.
There's a bit where Bart's going through his action figures like Elliot did
Oh,
from
yeah.
the movie E.T. And he's got his current GI Iraq with insufficient armor. I was like, ha, ooh. Mm.
Yeah.
That's also very topical for the time.
Still had Linguo as well. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Which was Lisa's. But anyway.
Yeah.
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 But yeah, he pulls them out. Funzo, Lingo, that guy. Yeah. And Bobblehead Jim Holterman, he's our car dealership guy.
Yeah.
And I liked how, do all humans have such weak necks? Or is it just this Jim Holterman?
That was pretty good.
I liked the bike sequence of Bart slowly pushing
Yeah.
him away,
Mhm.
and he goes, "What do you weigh? 1,000,000 pounds?" And he's like, "More of me to love."
Aw.
Aw,
So
poor
beautiful.
Curtis.
Yeah, don't body shame aliens.
Yeah, I found they actually peppered in the ET stuff really well in this. Like, they didn't lean fully into doing the ET parody. There were just little bits of references. And I think they did strike that balance of making taking another property, Simpsonizing it, and also Treehouse of Horroring it.
Yeah.
Do we have any other notes before we want to move on?
Oh, yes. First of all, okay, so they have a bit where Bart throws a baseball in and Kodos is like, you hit me in one of my 17 testicles or whatever.
700.
That gives us 2 references to testicles, so we have a current testicle playlist. Because in the last one, Homer mentioned his balls. I can't remember what it was. Spaghetti and meatballs.
Oh, ew.
I don't think that was about his balls.
That's where I went.
Oh.
And you're all there now, too.
I've infected you.
Damn it.
And then I do want to call attention to the 2 sign writing gags. So there's
Yeah?
when he's getting the things together to make his device, he also asks for 7 billion body bags.
Yeah.
And later there's a crate with Stay Fresh body bags. And also the FBI truck is normal truck, look elsewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's
really
cool.
liked that. Yeah, I like Simpsons FBI van jokes, like Flowers by Irene. And
Yeah, Flowers by Irene is still probably the best.
Yeah. Your other notes, John?
Yeah, when they're like, Bart, go get more butane from our butane shed.
Yeah.
He's watching a show called Samba Stars, and Itchy and Scratchy are on there. I was like, is this an
But
Itchy and Scratchy episode?
They
or-
were dancing though.
Yeah. And they were dancing together as
Yeah.
well. So I was like, is it that they're real life versions?
Brought to the real world and
Yeah.
forced to dance.
Yeah, I wonder what it was. Anyway, and the other one was I really, really liked the mix-up of the Sorcerer's Apprentice into Ride of the Valkyries.
That was very cool.
That was really cool. I love that. You know the Sorcerer's Apprentice that do 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 do
Oh,
do,
okay.
do, do, and then it goes into do 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 do,
Yeah.
do, and it was really awesome. I like the mix of that.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Yeah, really, really cool.
And thank you. I don't know the names of a lot of those.
No, that's all good.
Instrumental, classical
Watch more
songs.
movies.
Is this season 19?
Yes.
In season 19, there's 2 instances of Homer suffocating someone to death.
What was it? Oh, in Papa Don't Leech.
Yeah, it was that was season 19, wasn't it?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
Maddie, this is an awful thing. Like, the episode opens up. Is this a dream sequence as well?
Yeah, it ends up being a dream sequence.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
that's
movie-
never a good start.
The episode opens up. It doesn't tell you that it's a dream sequence, but basically Homer and his father,
yeah.
Abe, are in the car and he crashes it. And then Homer starts to call 911, but then decides instead to choke out Abe
Yeah.
Simpson. And then
Yeah.
it just comes out of the dream sequence, and it was like, that's not referenced
Everything's
again.
normal.
Yeah.
But you see him like strangling him to death and the light fading out of
Yeah.
Grandpa's eyes
and like
and
all
everything.
those zoom shots as well.
Yeah.
Like, oh.
And we're just sitting there going, and like, oh, but it was all a dream. Like, not good enough. Oh my God.
Yeah, and it wasn't a Treehouse of Horror or anything.
Ooh.
All right. The last thing I want to say about this section is I just didn't like the ending. The whole, well, I'm alive, so it is a vivisection. Thank you, Simpsons. Learn something new.
Yeah, I think you're right. They should have just ended with, something. And I can't believe an alien who looks so evil turned out to be so evil.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a good enough ending, and then they just went for the extra bit. And
No, I was just going to say, they always teach you new words like, defenestration and vivisection and
Yep.
there's another one, bifurcation. That's the one that
Yep.
Skinner uses. Yep.
And you guys had the one from Waverly Hills,
Mastication?
that is a thing.
Oh,
the thing that means to enroll.
yeah, the
Oh, matriculation.
Matriculation.
Yeah. I was
Yeah.
matriculate. Yeah,
We learned the
matriculated.
difference between imply and infer.
Yeah.
We've learned a lot
That's a
on
good
this
one.
show.
And
Playing.
Beach, you confirmed with me the other day that regicide is in fact a thing.
Yeah.
Or was a thing.
You have
Like,
chosen regicide.
I don't think anyone's
If you know
regicide.
the name of the king or queen being killed, press 1.
There are fewer of them to kill, but it's still a thing if you want to go for it.
It's just more challenging, you
Yeah.
know.
It's like all those like suicide, infanticide,
Yeah.
atricide. They're all the sides.
Matricide.
Yeah.
Welcome to the soldier side.
Oh, I never thought of it like that.
Yeah, that
Oh,
works.
deep.
Way to go, System of a Down.
Yeah. All right, and then second segment, Mr. and Mrs. Simpson. They're doing like a Mr. and Mrs. Smith parody. Guys, what'd you think?
It's all right.
Yeah.
As far as action sequences go, that was kind of fun, but there
Yeah.
wasn't a whole lot else going on.
Yeah, it essentially was a 7-minute action sequence.
Yeah, was definitely the weakest of the 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
And I feel it sullied itself with its ending of, and we killed Wiggum, and now we're boning on his corpse. And then we shoot Skinner. And I was like, I was kind of having fun up until now. Now I'm grossed out.
Because they're supposed to be professional assassins and then they just end up being mindless killers at the end. And
Yeah.
that's not really the point of the movie either.
But also, was Homer even a professional assassin? I mean, he admitted that he wasn't getting paid. He
yeah.
just
He
took
just
things
gets whatever
from
they
the
have on
wall,
their pockets. Yeah.
But then again, if you're killing high-profile targets, maybe they've got big fat wallets.
Maybe
Yeah.
that's
No,
true.
it doesn't matter how much you're being paid. If you're getting paid to kill someone, you're still an assassin.
Yeah.
So, I feel like The Simpsons would then have all this, like, extra income.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and which they spent on installing cool things in their house to hide guns.
True. That's the only thing.
They
Yeah.
just keep putting the money back into the business, and they don't take any for
You got to
themselves.
spend money to make money. Plus, having cool things that spin around and have like guns on racks, that's cool.
Yeah.
50K a hit for Marge. Like, what is she? She would be much more responsible. She would be putting it away, some of it, for saving, I'm sure.
Maybe a college fund for
Yeah.
Lisa.
You got to
maybe
launder
Maggie.
it as well. So,
Yeah.
it's tough. That's what all her craft projects are for.
Oh, maybe.
to
That's
try
true.
and cover up where all this money is going.
Yeah.
Maybe she's spending it all on blonde wigs.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because that was a good quality wig.
It was.
was.
And to like... she's
It
got
hid a lot of blue
a
hair.
Yeah.
And apparently it absorbs bullets as well.
Yeah.
Mm.
Your-
Good thing.
Your wigs don't. Get a better wig guy, man.
My wigs are all in the shop because I keep getting shot all the
I
damn
thought you were
time.
going to say, like, hold on a second.
God damn our strict gun laws.
You
They put so many guns
Yeah.
on the street, you just can't avoid getting shot when
How many have you got
laws.
in your beard right now? Bullets.
It's like,
So, yeah, there's actually not that much in the way of story to talk about.
Who's
like-
looking after the kids, by the way, while they're
Themselves.
both out?
They're still upstairs waiting for ice cream in bed.
Yeah, okay. No, I meant because they're both like, oh, I've got to go to Midnight Monkey Madness. I did like that excuse.
yeah.
And then she's like, oh, I've got to turn over wheelbarrows. It's like, okay, so wait, who's going to look after the kids while you're both out killing?
Grandpa, because he was there.
Mm.
And then he died.
But yeah,
Ooh.
I did like when, oh yeah, that's right, he got killed in
Yeah.
that.
And his corpse just disappears.
It's like they were playing GoldenEye 007 for a
Yeah.
minute there.
Mm.
Because I like the bit where I thought for a second they were just going to shoot around him inexplicably, like he was just going to not get hit. But
Yeah.
then he just got shot and died. I was like, oh.
And not even like any blood to sort of...
Yeah, well, there wasn't any blood in Wiggum either. And the only blood there was, which I kind of like that champagne animation.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're getting shot and all the blood leaking into all the champagne fountains below it.
I know, I'm sad
That's
this
good.
isn't on season 19 isn't on Frinkiac because I'd totally gift that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that wasn't bad. I like that.
Yeah.
Another bit of the animation was when the grenade went off and he's on the couch.
Yeah.
And he gets like shot like through into the roof and it was slow-mo. I like that animation. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah. The gunfight itself, the big one, the centerpiece gunfight, I didn't think that much of. Whereas actually I kind of liked all the action stuff in the Kent Brockman, what was it, the Tux Owners Appreciation Society
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like there wasn't a lot of motive for them to be shooting at each other. I mean,
Yeah.
Marge was like, I've already told you 20 times that I'm an assassin.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just needed to have them fight. They didn't put any conflict in there, which is kind of dumb. Because they could be at least in the movie, I think they're going after the same contract or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they do.
Yeah.
And it's just that then they see each other and they're like, oh, shit, well, I've got to make sure that he's eliminated so that he doesn't
Yeah.
take
Right.
the bounty or whatever.
Even
But
then, it's pretty weak. But,
Yeah.
they could have put something in there.
Yeah, also, Marge is a terrible assassin because she like goes up close to Kent and I
Yeah.
thought, oh, she must have like injected him with poison or something.
Yeah, I thought
But then
that
she
too.
just turns away and then comes back and just stabs him in the neck and runs off. I'm like, that's just
That's a-
shit.
The bad plan.
Yeah.
You're only wearing a wig. It's not that great of a disguise.
Yeah.
Maybe she is a terrible assassin. Homer's wouldn't be a hard target to hit. It's just...
Yeah, and if she's getting 50,000 per kill and we're not seeing any improvements in their life, maybe this is like first job and she's just not that
Maybe.
good at it.
Yeah. How many kills have you done? 1. That's still an amount.
Yeah. One is a number.
Anything else you'd like to say about this segment before we move on? We'll start with you, Maddie.
I liked how Wiggum got a call from an anonymous neighborino.
Yeah. But just jumping on that, on Anonymous Neighborino, that's one of those things that I like where they have characters talk for other characters. Like, there was one where someone was talking for Frank. Yeah, it was Mel Gibson.
Yeah. Loved it despite the absence of Flubber Glavin.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. Any other notes, Maddie?
Oh, the blender cozy.
Oh, the blender cozy.
Oh.
That was a very good
cute
alibi.
cover, yeah.
And Jordan, what are your other notes?
I was going to ask what you thought about the like kind of semi-gay joke.
Yeah, at the end where he's like, "Oh, I love watching you do other guys. Well, maybe you could do other guys."
Oh, I'd like to see you do a guy.
Yeah,
That
now
can
I
be
feel
arranged.
weird.
They didn't hang on it. I thought it was perfectly fine. They just rolled through it. It was like,
Yeah.
it was there for you to go, hang on a minute, without them going, hang on a minute. That can mean 2 things, which they often do. In that exact
True,
moment. It's
true.
so annoying.
But Marge.
Well, actually, like they did with Homer going, oh, why am I saying any of this aloud to myself right now? I'm by myself. Why am I saying this? No. Got to think of a Woody source. Fucking hated that.
Oh, I didn't mind it because he was saying, like, I just got to think of something cool to say before I kill him. Oh, I've said it, but because I'm not around anyone, it would be pointless
I would
to
like
say
if
it
he
out
just
loud.
said, now to think of a cool thing to say before I kill him, and then actually did it. But saying that and then saying, but why am I saying this to myself? That, ruined it.
Yeah, and I feel like that sort of pointing out the action cool movie thing has been done by The Simpsons even better. The try cool wit like that, etc.
But I like the idea that someone like wants to be an assassin but can't because they don't have the puns for it.
Yeah.
He was an expert marksman, but just so unfunny.
Just couldn't think of any good lines. He could never pull a trigger. It was
And he always looked
Such a
at
shame.
explosions.
what was he thinking? You don't. Oh, God.
He once assassinated a cake decorator.
He shot him and left. That was it. That's it. Cut this. You're in a bakery, man. God.
BT, any other notes?
No, everyone took mine.
Oh,
Or they assassinated them. I don't know.
all right. And the final segment, Heck House.
Yeah.
So the kids are out doing trick-or-treating and they start doing more tricks than anything, and then Flanders lures them into a haunted house, which is lame, and then he asks God to possess him, and then he turns into Satan and takes them to hell. Is that what happened? Guys, what'd you think?
I just really liked that Flanders turned into the devil because, of course, it's throwback to the Forbidden Donut episode.
Yep.
And I just really liked that.
He's been the devil a couple of times, hasn't he? Though,
Yeah.
other than that, he's super ripped as the devil.
So beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, he's super ripped in real life. We know that. But God
But
damn.
devil abs.
Yeah.
There's nothing to do in hell but work out. So.
Yeah, exactly.
All that fleeing from people.
Yeah. Rolling a boulder uphill or something.
I think that was a great turn. I wasn't super in love with any of the material that happened around it, but I thought it was a great story turn. But then I think where it let itself down was it really slowed the pacing when they were going through all the sins and showing everyone.
Yeah.
But even then, I liked some of the material around that. Like, I liked Homer's gluttony, and he just couldn't stop slurping the spaghetti.
Yeah. It wasn't that he ate the whole thing and then ate somebody else's. It was just a really long strand.
Yeah, I felt like that was unfair for gluttony. That's not excessive amounts. It's just.
It wasn't like he shoved the
yeah.
whole thing in his mouth. Yeah. I did like the callback though. Hey, didn't I die from that killer spaghetti?
Oh, yeah, as he goes through the hammock.
Yeah.
Oh, that was some good animation there,
God, that
actually.
reminded me of like the Cube. Ugh,
Yeah.
gross. It's
Oh,
a horror
yeah.
movie. Yeah.
I liked how they called themselves out on that. They're like dragging out the sins and being like, and the rest.
And-
Just did three
Yeah,
at once.
Because, of course, Mo can occupy greed, lust, and what was
Envy.
the other?
Gets
Yeah.
kicked. He's like, I envy the crotchless.
Hey, another testicle reference.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, actually, and Hibbert getting smashed by the car was pretty good as well.
Shouldn't have taken pride in my child's achievements.
What was the other
Ouch.
sin? We're missing one sin.
Oh, it was Wrath and it was Willie kicking
Ah, yeah.
his...
Anger.
Yeah. Yeah,
Anger,
they call
wrath.
it anger because I guess they don't like
Yeah.
the word wrath. Wrath?
Wrath.
Doesn't matter.
Wrath, my
You
vengeance.
know, we know what we're talking about, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it like cut his head off.
Yeah, I think that one was the particularly slow one,
That was
but I
the
did
weakest. Yeah.
like how, his tractor was called Willie, and then it was Killy.
Yeah.
He knows how to rewrite a good
Yeah.
Halloween name. So the big thing that sucked about this section is Homer gets his head shoved up Spider-Pig's butt.
Yeah.
That
That's-
was really
For a
uncomfortable.
really long
Oh,
time.
Yeah.
worse than that.
Uncomfortably long.
Worse than that is he starts eating him from the inside.
Does he?
What?
Because I know,
Is
like,
that what happened?
I know Spider-Pig, like, dragged him around, and that was
Yeah.
uncomfortable.
Yeah. But then he said, "Hold still a second," and you hear this like chomp.
Is that what that was?
Uh,
Did I make that up?
I mean, I hope you did, but
I couldn't figure out what the sound was for otherwise. He said, "Stay still a second," and then he hears chomp, and Spider-Pig goes, "Ah!" and like runs off again.
In lieu of us watching the whole thing, I'll check when I'm doing my edits and.
hi, editing Elliot.
Editing Bay Elliot Jay here to say that Spider-Pig was chewing on his own foot in the scene, which makes it slightly less horrible. Anyway, back to the show.
Yeah, any other comments and things about this segment, Jordan?
Dead Republicans.
Yeah.
They blew up a whole hotel. That's not just
Yeah.
childish pranks
And
anymore.
I wrote down that escalated quickly.
That's like Timothy McVeigh levels of like domestic terrorism.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's not good. Actually, yeah, speaking of that ain't good, I liked Mo when they're all around the Simpson household. He goes, "Excuse me, but this ain't good." like, that's an understatement.
As a protest sign, I like that as an idea.
Yeah.
The other thing I liked was where they were talking about like trick or treat isn't just a mindless chant like the Lord's Prayer.
You know, as a kid, I used to think it was trickle treat. And
You're a weird kid.
no shit, this was reinforced because I had this book of like Aussie kids poems or something, poems for Aussie kids, funny Aussie kids.
It wasn't like See You Later, Alligator.
Yeah,
those
it was
ones
titles
were
like that.
great.
Yeah, Get Real, Banana Peel, and
something Vegemite.
yeah, All Right, Vegemite. And all that. Yeah.
I know those.
And one of the poems, like these were kid contributed poems, so yeah, and one of them said trickle treat in it.
Right.
So
treacle treat.
ugh.
Yep.
Fuck, treacle's gross.
Yes, it is.
Anyway, Jordan, do you have any other notes about this section?
Flanders' thing like, no, the sin was thinking women are beautiful. It's like, ouch, Flanders. Also, the kids are watching all these like gross things happen, but they watch Itchy and Scratchy on the reg. So they're not going to be freaked out. They'd be like, ha 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 ha.
These are also theoretically real people.
That would have been a better reaction, actually. I probably would have enjoyed that.
We talked about this before because they watch Itchy and Scratchy, and to them, it must be like a live action cartoon, right?
No, I disagree because you see a cat and a mouse in the Simpsons world does not look like Itchy and Scratchy.
I don't know. Scratchy kind of looks like Snowball.
A little bit, but not enough. The same way Pluto looks like an actual dog.
There's that episode where they get sucked into the TV and it's a clearly slightly different type of animation.
That's true.
I just thought they'd be desensitized to violence by now.
Look, my DVD cabinets and recently watched Netflix is no shortage of incredibly violent material, but yeah, I'm going to get a little bit freaked out, you know, if I see someone get stabbed with a thumbtack.
True. There is a very real thing between the difference between a fictionalized violence, no matter how realistic, and a real world violence. It's like, for just general reasons, I was trying to remember what the hell happened in the movie The Black Dahlia, so I was reading through the synopsis of that, and then I actually Wikipedia to the real crime photos, and they are much more disturbing, even though they're in black and white and hard to look at. There's a big difference between watching someone actually die and watching a fictionalized version, even if it's really realistically done.
Yeah, if you see an anvil drop on a real person's head.
That's, no matter how many times I've seen that in a cartoon.
You mean they don't get jackhammered into the ground?
Dung, 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 dung.
The sound effect is nowhere near as hilarious.
Maddie, do you have any other notes about this section?
I like when they're tricking Lenny by stealing his TV and Lisa goes, "I fed your fish." And Lenny goes, "You overfed them. You're the worst of them all."
Oh, Lenny. BT, any other notes?
I wanted to look up what artists they're depicting when they go to hell. It is, I'm pretty sure, God, that's a ridiculous first name, Hermanos Bosch or Bosch or Bosk. Because, it's a very classical art depiction of hell when they go down there.
Oh, okay.
It's very surreal. It's super cool. I really like that style.
Hieronymus.
Yeah,
I have heard of that guy before.
Yeah, look
Maybe
him up.
For this.
It's, I'm going to spell his last name because it's a ridiculous first name. Bosch.
Bosch,
Yeah, Bosch or Bosch, I'm not sure.
Oh, that's really cool that they were actually doing a stylistic parody in this section.
Well, when they flip to full demonic Flanders and then he sucks them down, that gets really cool. Like the doorway becomes this portal and it kind of the screen stretches out, and that's really cool. So yeah, I really like the art styling there. I didn't like how it just kind of ended.
How did it? Was it just the thank you for watching this Treehouse of Horror?
Pretty much. And it was like, oh, now they've witnessed horrible visions of hell. Thanks for watching. This is our show. Good night. I was like, oh.
Fox is the official station of hell or whatever.
Yeah.
You're already going to hell because you watch Fox. That includes FX, Fox News, and yeah.
And the Washington Journal?
Oh, yeah.
Wall Street Journal?
Wall Street Journal, because they're owned by News Corp or whatever it is.
Great.
And my final note about this, I love how Flanders goes, because sometimes you hear people, instead of saying hell, to avoid going to hell, they say HE double hockey sticks.
Yep.
And I love Flanders' little variation on this. HE double sippy straws. And it's like,
I missed that.
it's
Nice.
in the context of like, oh, I'm going to frighten these kids. I'm going to give them a true vision of HE double sippy straws.
Yeah. So I do really like the line of, now you're going to see the rewards of sin. It's like, whether the rewards? Oh, I was just in it for the sin.
Yeah. All right, abbreviated questionnaire. Have you watched this before tonight?
Yes.
I don't think so, no.
I've watched the first one, but not the other two.
Oh, interesting.
Oh.
Would you watch this episode again?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah, it's not a bad one. I agree. I've watched it before, and I probably would watch it again. So, did it feel like a Treehouse of Horror?
I'd say yes. It's taking, as you said before, it's taking something a parody of something, but Simpsonizing it just enough to making it its own thing. So yeah, you start with the same framework as ET, but you get a Halloween story out of it.
Yeah, because Treehouse of Horror, I don't ask the questions wackiness or heart. I more lean into parody and horror. How was the parody and horror of this episode?
Yeah, like I think from a parody, they use the elements better as parody.
Yes.
But I think the horror was a little bit
light.
toned down.
Yeah, well, especially because Mr. and Mrs. Smith wasn't a horror thing. Anyway.
Then again, it's symptomatic of teen Simpsons Treehouse, where they kind of ran out of ideas.
Yeah, it sort of seemed like they were just doing it for that one shootout scene, which did take up a lot of time.
Which is also the reason you watch that movie to begin with.
Yeah.
Just for the one shootout. So
let's rank this thing! Maddie started off this time.
I think we're going to go bronze.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Big old bronze.
Beautiful bronze.
Yeah? Why is that?
So I did like it. I found it entertaining. It wasn't obviously the best episode of The Simpsons. There were definitely some plot holes. Agreed. It didn't really have the horror that I like from the Halloween episodes, but yeah, it definitely had the parody, and I thought it was fun.
Cool. All right, bronze for you, Jordan.
My immediate reaction is to say bronze, but I'm like, I kind of feel like you need to rate Treehouses on a different scale, like on a...
Bro.
I don't mean that. I mean like almost like because you can't rank them like a normal episode because it's not.
No, we forgive a lot of the normal pedantic elements that we really get into, yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I mean, it was pretty good for a Treehouse. I don't know if I could go up to a silver though.
Just a bronze?
You want some
I think
fame?
just a bronze. I think just a bronze. If someone else gave it a silver, I'd be like, yeah.
Yeah. All right, BT?
Similar page on you was like, do I want to go to silver? But ultimately, no, I don't, because I think it started fairly strong. And even though there were elements in that last one, especially with the classic art version of Hell, I really like, the rest of it was kind of okay-ish. So for okay-ish, yeah, it's just a straight-up bronze for me.
Yeah, I agree with all of you. I'm giving it a bronze, but the one thing I don't agree, I'm actually more on the Patissa bronze side of it. I think there's a lot of drag-out, eye-rolly, not great things about the plot, but... Again, Jordan, yeah, you're right. We don't judge Treehouse as the same as a normal episode. I think a lot of the things that sort of irk me about this one, I'd let go because it's a Treehouse. Because ultimately, yeah, it was a fun ride through, some vague semi-parody stuff, and it didn't leave me seething like the last one, which is a significant upgrade. So, yeah, bronze for me. And this will make this Treehouse of Horror a unanimous bronze.
Yeah.
But it'll be joining other such unanimous bronzes as The Lastest Gun in the West, where Bart befriends that old cowboy.
That was okay.
The Frying Game with the Screamer Pillar and the Mrs. Bellamy. And
That was okay.
The Trouble with Trillions, which we reviewed with you, Jordan, the
And
other
it was
week.
okay.
That's the one where they have trouble with trillions. And
Just 1 trillion.
Just 1 trillion.
Just 1 trillion,
That's
actually.
true. It's just the 1 trillion, actually. No luck catching them swans, then. All right. And is that reputation justified?
Is the reputation you heard it the first time?
Is it?
Robert Canning of IGN.
Well, they give it like a 10 out of 10.
11 out of 10.
What do you reckon they go?
Oh, okay.
12 out of 10.
Wait, it's out of 10, yeah?
Yeah, they're rating like the We Loves Dogs
All right.
page.
7.8.
7.8?
I'm going to go, if they gave the last one 8.5,
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm going to say they said it was 9.5.
9, okay.
I'm going to solid 9.
Yeah, Jordan wins. They gave it a 7.4.
How did
Close.
they give that? What?
Different reviewer.
Different reviewer, yeah.
Yeah. Rob Canning comes up a lot, though, his name, doesn't it?
Yeah, he's one of the common Simpsons reviewers. But yeah, 7.4, probably a little bit higher than I'd go. Like, I reckon a bronze is like a 6.
I think, you know what the problem is in today's society, and I don't know this was 10 years ago, but in today's society, 7 is 5.
Yeah.
So it's too hard to say.
That's actually kind of why I do my ranking scale with 4 good rankings and 2 bad ones, is because, like, I love reading reviews, actually, and I've noticed that there is so much detail between a 10, a 9, a 7, an 8, and a 7. But then when you get down to 5 and below, there's not that much distinction.
Yeah.
And I find that it usually falls into the 2 categories of boring or awful. Like,
Yeah.
But then there's the special room category, which is, so bad it comes back around. And all right, guys. Now, we're about to move on. Now, because it's Mayoween, Yeah, there's good news and bad news. You get your choice of Frogut, but the topping is also cursed.
It's mayo.
It's mayo. So yeah, here's the mayo on your Frogut. Which is how I'm going to introduce every time I need to give people bad news. Sorry to pour some mayo on your Frogut, but...
So you've got sorry to shit on your crumpets, sorry to put some mayo on your Frogut.
I mean, between shit on crumpets and mayo on yogurt, I know what I'd prefer, but
The
still.
shit on the crumpets, obviously.
This is the anti-sandwich board of the index. Yeah, so we're not doing a classic episode because foolishly in the early days of the podcast, we burnt through 2 classic Treehouse of Horrors.
Were
So
we ever that young?
What fools you were.
Humorous!
Humorous. So, yeah, we have to do a teens Treehouse of Horror, but season 19, we just did the tail end of the teens. We're going all the way to the start of the teens with season 10's Treehouse of Horror 9. And we might have already alluded to one of the segments in this episode.
Surprised gasp.
We'll be back.
Is it the donut episode? No. Damn it.
And we are back, and we just watched our classic-ish and final episode for the evening. This was Season 10, Episode 4, Treehouse of Horror 9, IX. Directed by Stephen Dean Moore, and in order of which one of the segments appeared, written by Dominic Carey, Larry Doyle, and David S. Cohen of Futurama fame.
Cool.
First released in October of 98. Yeah, this was the Toupée one. This was Maggie's an Alien. This was Bart and Lisa Goes into Itchy and Scratchy. Guys, what'd you think?
Spectacular.
Oh, there's just
he's
so many good things in that episode that I had forgotten about until I watched it.
Right?
Especially that first segment. I was really impressed. Like how many notes I had to make of how many laughs and just how quick and well packed it was. Yeah. And out of curiosity, so this one has 3 different writers and the previous 2 had 1 writer for each.
Yes.
The whole thing. So I think that makes a huge difference.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, you look at the old Treehouse of Horrors and usually they've got assigned segments.
Yeah, and I think that's the way to do it because lets people focus on that one and craft that exactly.
Yeah, because even, like, it wasn't a classic era Simpsons Treehouse of Horror, but, man, my nostalgia was kicking over like it was a classic.
Yeah, I pre-wrote so many notes for stuff I knew was coming. It's crazy.
Yeah, especially with that first segment, which I think was my favourite out of all of them.
Hell Toupée. First of all, great pun.
Yeah,
so good.
And just everything about this was so well packed. It was great.
Yeah, so they didn't do any wraparound framework, but they did do an altered intro sequence where everyone was like injuring themselves on the way to the house.
Man.
I
Yeah.
really liked this.
Injuring, not dying.
I think it was really good because it was short and simple, and I think it's a reflection of the fact that there was so much good content in the episode that they had to get through.
Absolutely. Just to do a quick intro sequence, little bit of spooky to it.
And to cut right to the end with Freddy Krueger being voiced by Robert Englund. As
Robert
we were saying.
Englund, yeah.
Wow,
which
he
is
really
nice.
was there for it. That's cool.
Yeah. And seeing as Jason doesn't talk, it could have been that voice actor. We don't know.
You compare this one where like Marge and Maggie are still driving and like beeping the car all like into the garage, and
Into Homer.
compare that with the HD
Yeah, the standard intro where
like sanitary where they do shunt Homer through the door.
Yep, just drive straight into him and...
It used to be a joke.
Yeah.
Now.
Now it's standard.
Yeah.
Jeez. Yeah, I like this, and yeah, getting Robert Englund in was a nice touch, and now he's got a little bit of a regular Simpsons royalty coming in. I saw a thing the other day, Mike Sosha, who was in the Homer at the Bat episode. He was the one that got radiation poisoning. Can I still play softball? He earns $4 a year from Simpsons royalties.
Nice. Pretty good.
Nice. A Big Mac a year.
Imagine what Daryl earns.
This is my Simpsons.
Daryl.
Is that before or after tax?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, net or gross? Come on.
Yeah. So this first segment, probably my favourite, Hell Toupée. Yeah, this is the one where Snake gets executed and then Homer gets his hair and her hair possesses him. Guys, what do you think?
It's so
Really
good.
love it.
Bloody loved it.
It's so much fun. And yeah, Beach, you're talking about pre-noting. I was pre-laughing at so many things. Like, just even at the start, just judging the comb. Nice balance.
Yep.
Let's see how it spreads.
Dips it in nacho cheese.
Yeah.
Beautiful
Ooh,
touch.
tame it, baby.
Just the whole concept that that's his third strike and that's what gets him in trouble. And the first 2 were
It's so the straw that broke the camel's back,
Yeah.
right?
torching the orphanage and then blowing up a bus full of nuns.
Hey, that was in self-defense.
I love how he goes, yeah, well, you'll see a bunch of nuns where you're going.
hell. Oh, well done, Donick Carey.
Yeah, and you got the lead in of Moe's introduction to that scene. It's like, you got a cereal for people with syphilis. And then later on, he's eating penicillos.
The thing I liked about that was, and it makes sense, I feel like Apu and Moe would probably be maybe good friends.
They could relate to each other,
because
I feel.
they're both like dealing with like the scum.
Yeah,
of
they'd
Springfield.
have some stories to swap, and they were former pen pals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What made me think that was because Moe says, "Hey, Pooh," like, and he's got a nickname for him. He
yeah.
calls him Pooh, not Apu. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, they obviously have like a
Familiarity
relationship
there, yeah.
outside
Unlike
of
Chief
work.
Wiggum, which he'd drop murder charges than sooner mess up the pronunciation of a name he's not that familiar with.
Murders of Moe. Moe says like a Apu Nahasa, but just Moe.
Just Mo. What I liked about this was the memory as well. Yeah, like you're talking about with the penicillos, calling back to the syphilis thing. And, like, Mo keeps getting referred to as a scuzzbag several times throughout the episode.
Put your hands up, scuzzbag. No, I mean snake, not you.
Oh, you got lots of witnesses. Pooh, that scuzzbag Mo.
Just established in canon now.
Yeah.
Production-wise, I really love how they give Homer Snake's expression for when he's
Yes.
possessed. I think it's a great
Yeah.
way telling the audience what's going on. Obviously, we get that little cross-section of the hair seeping into the brain, but also it's just, there's that little cool music to the la la la
Yeah.
la la. And then, just the expression change. It's still clearly Homer, but I like that it's Snake.
Yeah.
I really like the animation of his hair like folding into snakes, like
Yeah.
what do you call that? Like
Quiff,
a pompadour?
Yeah.
It's
Quiff.
Is it a pompadour? Is
It
that
can
that
be, yeah.
style? Anyway, doesn't matter. But
But yeah,
I like
because
that-
Homer's like got a style that's very reminiscent of his old, like
Yeah.
when we see flashbacks to the 70s
Yeah.
and whatever.
it's just like parted to the side, and then
Yeah.
it kind of like remolds itself, and it's really cool. I like it.
Yeah.
And yeah, his smile changes a little, his
Yeah.
eyes get a little thinner,
More
Yeah.
ominous.
little
That's very
cigarette
cool.
packet appears in his shirt.
Yeah. Yep, out of nowhere. But I think what really kind of epitomizes what I like about this episode so much is there's a bit where they're watching TV, as Simpsons often do. It goes, and that fluffy kitten played with that string all night long. On a lighter note, a local Quickie Mart
Convenience
employee
store
was...
man was brutally
Brutally
Yeah,
murdered.
murdered.
but then it moves to Marge going, oh dear, who run the Quickie Mart?
Yeah, I like how that's her first concern.
and then cuts to Wiggum going, well, we can say that Apu did not suffer. Actually, he looks like he suffered a lot. Guys, how long are you going to let me drinking this thing? That was like maybe 40 seconds, and there were just so many jokes in that
but then
one little
continues to drink
Yeah.
it as well at the
Yeah.
same time. Ah.
lineup. Yeah, they're all just snacking. I think it's just so heavily packed, and none of it's all information that moves the plot forward, but it's
Yeah.
also delivered really hilariously. So I think that's just a great moment.
Yeah, that's it. And they're really playing with this murdering beyond the dead, and especially this murder of threes thing where Bart can see this coming.
Yeah, and it's a great horror movie trope. Yeah.
I wonder if there's a bunch of other people who are also possessed, because they said like, let's cover up the body for the
Oh, yeah.
organs, because they probably gave away his because
Yeah.
Barney goes, I claim the liver and stuff, so they're obviously gonna like his kidneys, his liver, maybe his eyes, you know.
Maybe it might be just because the hair could seep into Homer's brain.
It's true.
Maybe that's the
He could get
thing.
past the barrier.
Because this is a parody of there's a horror film, right, where this happens.
I was just about to mention Idle Hands, but I don't think they're
yeah.
going for this specifically.
Similar thing, but I don't think it is parody.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know there was
I'm
Taken,
gonna Google-
but the eyes with old mate Jessica.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a remake of a Japanese horror film called... I think
The
it's just
Eye.
called The Eye, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Where the eye transplants, like
yeah.
Oh,
but
really?
she's not getting possessed, though. She just
You
can
just
see
see
ghosts.
ghosts.
Yeah.
But yeah, and the scene when Dr. Nick is doing the surgery
That's
as well.
one of my
So
favorites.
good.
Oh my god.
and just uses the pizza cutter in the end. Like, oh.
No, the lead in of... These drugs will make the operation seem like a wonderful dream. And it goes to like Nick's POV with like the syringe kind of squirting out, Homer looking like, ugh, really scary. And that's a great sound to him just knocking Homer out and injecting it. It's like, la 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 la.
And like the look on
Hey,
Dr. Nick's
everybody.
face was just like he never gave the impression these were for Homer.
No, to him that was obvious. Like, yeah.
I think the interesting thing with this, they don't really show like gore or horror. Like they show, he's got the pizza cutter, and they show he's about to like kind of cut open, but they don't show blood. They don't show him like
Yeah.
scooping
No,
out the
you
head
get
or
the
anything.
very
and-
comic little it's popping off like a
Yeah,
can.
even Mo gets his heart pulled out with a corkscrew, but it's
Yeah.
fairly bloodless. There's a
Yeah.
bit, but
But yeah, they kind of toned it down.
Yeah, anything else you want to say about this segment before we move on? We'll start with you, Maddie.
I just thought it was really good, like how obviously there was so much going on in this episode, and it was really clear to the audience what was happening. And
Yeah.
so then when Lisa did go to the like disclaimer intro to, that typical, like, I know what's happening. Like,
Yeah.
the hair's obviously, and then Marge just cuts her off and he's like, oh, please, Lisa, everyone had already figured that out. I just love that.
I know, it was so good, and in an age where we see so many of characters over-explaining the plot,
Yeah.
this bit just keeps coming into my head.
Yeah.
It was a great bit of meta as well.
Yeah.
There's actually a few in this one. So
Definitely. Jordan, any other notes about this segment?
I was trying to figure out, like, because they made it seem like because they cut Homer's head.
Scalp.
Which made me think like they removed that part of the head and just transplanted it on. But then he pulls it off and it seems like it's just been like sewed in to his normal head. So I was trying to figure out, is it his scalp?
I would say the scalp of Snake has merged with the scalp of Homer, but it was the hair itself that was possessing him. So once you rip the hair out.
No, but then when
it's crawling around.
It's
Yeah,
crawling around
true,
by itself, he
true,
does have
true.
the head
He
skin
does
still
indeed.
there.
Which is also just such a great sequence. I
Yeah.
love that. And then
Yeah.
Homer's just punching Bart in the face.
That's my face, you idiot.
Why you little?
Oh, it's so excellent. Yeah, the moment of victory. We thought we had it, and then bang, sentient little toupee.
Oh, yeah.
And then when, it's in the police shootout and he's trying to climb out the window, had too many bullets, and he does the
Oh, yeah.
little cursing with his fist.
Oh, yeah, one of my notes is dramatic hair death.
Yeah.
Yeah, that death was perfect.
Mhm.
Beach?
So when he goes, there's that scumbag Mo, and don't forget Bart Simpson, he saw it too. Oh, thanks a lot, Chief. You kids crack me up. From the producers of When Skirts Fall Off and National Secrets Revealed.
Oh yeah,
It's the world's deadliest executions. The chair. Why do they only do crucifixions in
Yeah,
sweeps?
but it's also got, this is Snake's first appearance on the show. It's like, your executions.
Oh yeah, Snake played lacrosse for Ball State University.
Yeah. And finally, when it's just a still frame of Bart screaming, gets smashed, he goes, my school picture. It's a good little misdirect. I got it.
Yeah, because you hear him scream and you see
Yeah.
the thing, and then it just like, it was good.
Oh, yeah, and with the crusty doll as well. Haha, stop it, you're killing me.
Yeah.
Nice little thing there. And my other note that I wanted to mention was how Lisa goes when they notice the possessed hair. See, told you capital punishment wasn't a deterrent.
I was gonna say, I like how he's basically like shoring up the door. He's basically using like a war hammer
Yeah.
because he's then swinging it as this giant like sledgehammer kind of thing.
Mhm.
Like Bart should have tweaked like, why are you doing that? To,
Well, also it's Homer, and he's
Yeah,
like, a
true.
bigger hammer will make the job easier.
yeah.
Yeah, he would have gone for the heaviest option. Heavy equals better. And my final note was Wiggum going, talk about a bad hair day.
So good.
And everyone laughs.
And that's the tooth.
Need I remind you that 2 people die? Oh, wait, I just got it.
Oh, Marge. Yeah, so fucking stellar section, this one. And then we move on to the terror of Tiny Toon.
Mhm.
Yeah, Lisa and Bart get sucked into Itchy and Scratchy world. What do you guys think?
Oh, it's just such a strong beginning with like the Krusty the Clown episode,
Yeah.
and they do the poof. And then a second later he runs out, and then he like stuffs up his timing cards.
I want to suck your blood.
Yeah, and then again, we get another little meta joke of Marge going, what kind of mother would I be if I let you watch these horribly violent cartoons?
Yeah, they do that as well. Hey, we're in an animated cartoon show. How humiliating.
So I'm kind of curious because I feel like this might be a riff on Videodrome, which I think is a Cronenberg movie. I have it. I've not seen it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Where the people get sucked into a TV.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, yeah. The new Flesh. Yeah, it's creepy as fuck.
Groovy.
No direct parodies actually came up in my research, so I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, just more in the spirit of maybe.
Yeah.
I think Videodrome
About
was
that.
more like it had like these really awful programs on TV.
Oh, okay. Like I
Yeah.
said, I've got it. I've not actually
Yeah.
watched it yet.
So many of those movies. I did a big DVD clear out and I found 20 movies that
Wow.
20 DVDs that I've bought over the years that some of
even
them I
opened?
haven't even opened the
Yeah.
shrink wrap yet.
Free gift.
Yes.
Or Marathon.
Yes.
Shrink Wrap Festival.
All right, we're going to watch Liar's Poker, which is a movie that Flea from the Chili Peppers was in.
Okay.
Secret Agent Man, which is Hulk Hogan, and he's doing like the Eddie Murphy thing of playing like 7 people.
Oh,
Wow.
Secret Agent Man.
You
Great
can't
song.
pull off one character.
No. Let me tell you about the one character he can pull off, brother.
A racist.
Yeah. So, yeah, what about when Bart and Lisa get sucked into Toontown? And, like, I love all the fun. This feels like a very cartoon tropey thing. What if the characters went in the TV? And I think they played with this well.
Yeah, then I just like the motivation to go after Itchy and Scratchy to go after them. I was like, what are they laughing? They're laughing at your pain.
Yeah, so what are Itchy's morals and ethics here?
It's I can kill people, but if anyone else is entertained by that, that's sick.
I feel it makes it seem like Itchy and Scratchy are this double act, and they're in like
There's
they're
an
both in on
understanding
it.
of it, yeah.
Yeah, because they're like, hey, hang on, they're like he's laughing at your pain, like, and because Scratchy just like puts himself back together and is like,
There's clearly a world where he can regenerate just
yeah.
fine.
So it's obviously like they're doing it for the intent, but why are they doing it then? Like, who do they think? Why do they think people are watching? If not for the
Sadistic.
violence,
I don't think they
yeah.
think people are watching. This is just what they
Oh,
do.
that's a good
Yeah.
point. Yeah,
And they don't know anyone's watching it. So it's like if someone was watching your life and laughing. You'd be like, dude, that sucks.
yeah, because they haven't been written with any purpose.
No, they're just doing what they're supposed to
That's
do.
just what they do. Yeah,
They're fulfilling their purpose in life and people are mocking them.
Wait, were you like bagging me before?
No, I'm just saying.
I was just, my brain went, hold on.
No matter
go
what
back.
your life is, if you found out someone was just laughing at your life,
yeah,
unless you're a professional comedian, but even then, it's your life. You don't want people laughing at the life.
No.
You want to laugh at the jokes.
with your life.
Yes.
Yeah. Like, you're just making dinner and you throw all the stuff in the pan and all of a sudden canned laughter and you're like, what did I do wrong?
Yeah.
Is this not how you dinner?
This tomato soup is out of control.
Yeah, that was a nice, good little
Regis.
bit of live action
Mm-hmm.
filming right there.
Nice
I
little
heard
crossover.
that this is the third use of live action in The Simpsons, apparently.
Oh,
Because one is Homer 3, it's cubed.
yeah.
Mhm.
2 is the clouds, that when he's going through his like spirit
Oh,
walk
yeah,
thing,
yeah.
are live action, and then Regis and Kelly, the third
Ah.
use of
Yeah, and in this
live
one,
action.
but 2 of them are Halloween episodes, and I think that
Yeah.
works.
Yeah.
Because, otherwise it kind of doesn't fit.
So, yeah, that live action sequence with Regis and Kathy Lee Gifford.
Dom DeLuise can interview
View
himself.
himself.
That's what he said. She said.
And, yeah, we get a little bit of Poochie in this episode as well.
Yes, I
Yeah.
love
Yeah, which for a second I was like, no, they said he'd never bring and they're like, oh, wait, Halloween.
Yeah.
Doesn't
He did
matter.
go back to his home planet.
Yeah. And they also said they'd never bring him back ever, but
Yeah.
But I
Halloween rules don't apply.
I love that. They just run him over and that's it.
Yeah.
Like, ugh.
Oh, and the skateboard hits him on the
Yeah.
head. That's it.
It was sort of weird to sort of hear him like seconds after hearing Homer as well.
Mm.
Oh, and by the way, Homer in this segment, I usually love Homer's little mini songs, just the 1 or 2 lines ones, like the Max Power song or
Yeah.
Shaving My Shoulders. This one, my goodness, it takes the cake. Mama took those batteries. She took them away. She took those batteries. Size double A. Oh, it's so good.
Really good.
And just after his
Never ever stop in the middle of a hoedown.
that was a hobo down.
Hey, Jordan Zeta Corner. Why couldn't they just turn it on at the TV?
I'm sorry, how do you say that?
I filled in for you last week, so you do it this week.
Jordan Zeta Corner.
Spooky edition.
Why can't they just turn the TV on at the box?
Because it's a magical TV and that's how it works, okay?
Oh.
Also, are you suggesting someone get up,
They
walk
were right
to a
in front of it.
television, and turn knobs?
They were sitting in front of it.
I actually thought you were going to go on the fact that Homer was in a hobo costume and then 5 minutes later he's in his normal outfit.
Yeah.
Whoa,
And I
didn't
don't
think about that.
understand why he didn't just stay in the hobo
And
outfit.
Why did he change? He wasn't going anywhere.
I
He said he
know.
Especially because it
Going where?
wasn't an outfit. That's just
Yeah.
what he was wearing.
going where?
I about to say, I did like that. His line of, "Oh, are Bart and Lisa going to get out of this
Yeah.
one?" Like, you've forgotten that they're not a show; they're his children.
Mhm.
But yeah, Maddie is right. Like that costume changes. Why did they do that?
Yeah.
And yeah, anything else you want to say about this segment before we move on? We'll start with Jordan this time.
We talked about this last week. Snowball is a dude, right?
In that episode, which I believe was a season 25 one, yeah, they make a plot point of saying that Snowball 2 is a boy.
I
And
always
in the last episode we
assumed-
just watched as well, when it was like, "What are you clawing at there, boy?" Like when he's clawing
yeah.
at the door, also calling him a boy. So then when Scratchy, who is a guy,
Hey, I don't judge.
no, I'm not saying anything about it, but we're saying there's gay cats in The Simpsons.
Yeah, gay cats can, rub their bub penises together all they like,
Sure.
man. It's a free
Point
world.
of canon, but Snowball 2 is not Snowball 2 anymore. There's an episode where
Oh,
Snowball 2
yeah.
dies and they replace it like 3 times.
And instead of calling it Snowball 5, they go, let's just call you Snowball 2.
Because I was under the impression it was female, but based on nothing in
Yeah,
particular.
I always thought it was. I think we were talking about it's our bias that you think like dogs are
Yeah.
boys and cats
Which
are
is
girls.
entirely possible, but it's also
but
possible they've called it her before,
Yeah.
and I just can't remember.
it's maybe also it's incredibly hard to sex cats.
Editing Bay Elliot J, you've got some more research to
Yeah.
do.
Editing Bay Elliot J here to say that, yeah, more often than not, Snowball 2 is female, but we're going to keep an eye on this because this is a weird, interesting new development that sometimes Snowball 2 is male. I mean, it's small and insignificant, but it is interesting. Anyway, back to the show.
I've got a friend who they got sold a cat that was a girl, and it turned out it was a boy. They just couldn't tell. Yeah, it was like kitten, but like they're difficult to see because everything's kind of like internal almost.
Just so long as we're talking about this, the section does end with, well, that means you're going to have to be neutered, and it zooms in on Scratchy's genital area,
Yeah.
which completes our genital playlist for this episode.
Yeah,
testicles.
Wow.
Yep.
He's losing his.
3 for 3.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Just like the number of testicles, huh?
Kodos lost one of his, a few of his 700 when he got hit.
Yeah.
Mo got like really badly kicked in one, so he might have lost one too. So losing testicle playlist.
Yay.
Losing my
Horrifying.
testicles.
Beach, do you have anything else to say about this segment?
What else could there possibly be to say?
Lisa, look out! A skeleton.
That was adorable.
Yeah, good old Marge. That was it, though?
We went to cat genitals. I feel
Yeah.
like there was nothing else to... Sorry if I was leading everyone on, but...
No. I actually didn't take that many notes for this section. It might
It's
have been
very
a quick one.
straightforward.
Sorry,
It
I
is- I
sounded
do like they're
sarcastic.
loading a cannon full of weapons, including like
Yeah.
a gun.
Yeah, that's the
But it's
playing with the cartoony elements,
Yeah.
especially. But, if I know cartoons, draws the little eject button. That
Yeah.
was great.
Yeah.
I like that toolbox is spelled T-U-L-E.
Yeah.
Toolbox.
Toolbox.
Yeah.
Classic.
So cute.
Yeah, all right, cool. That does it for that section. And finally, Starship Poopers, the one where it's revealed that Kang or Kodos is Maggie's father.
Kang,
Kang?
I think. Yeah,
Mhm.
I think.
What'd you guys think?
Marge, Maggie lost her baby legs. I love that line.
Get her down. The ceiling's not a safe place for a young baby.
It's so
Yeah.
good. Just pokes her with the broom. It's
Yeah.
great. Great start.
I will say this was probably my least favorite of
Yeah.
the three because it just sort of dragged in sections, but the material was so damn solid for all of it. And
It wasn't my favorite. Yeah, it was. Sorry, it was my least favorite of the three, but it was still good.
yeah, solid story. So many good jokes, especially as they're discovering Maggie's becoming an alien. And they take her to Dr. Hibbert. What do you prescribe?
Fire and lots of it.
That's your cure for everything.
I do like a holy flirking Schmidt.
Yeah.
Set a course for the obscure t-shirt producing planet known as Earth.
Where we will see my daughter. And I like how they tie in the pacifier as like an alien signal.
Yeah.
And that led to a really cool, zoom out from Earth shot there.
And one of my favorite lines, you intergalactic hussy.
I just like his first reaction. Oh, great. Mormons.
We're quantum Presbyterians. Homer after that as well. The reveal, was he better than me?
The whole alien abducting scene is just great.
Oh, yeah.
It does start with that great Marge line of, I was having a great time in the backyard.
And she's
Yeah,
there
laundry.
like slyly smiling to
Yeah.
herself as well.
Yeah.
She does love chores.
Yeah.
And then without warning, I was abducted. Warning! Warning! You're being abducted.
And then it's just a rope pulling her up.
Yep.
So good.
There is actually a fun through line that anytime Kang and Kodos abduct someone, they do it in a different way
Yeah.
from
Oh
each
yeah, they do
segment.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's either the beams from the first one or then it's the skill test to claw.
Yep. Yeah, so they abduct her, and what are the 4 options that she's given?
We have chosen the 4 most common places of procreation for your species. You may choose the back seat of a Camaro,
Not a
an
Volkswagen.
airplane bathroom, a friend's wedding, or the back alley of a porno theater.
Oh, they've got us down to a T.
Why
Yeah.
did she choose the alley though? I feel like it's such a non-Marge.
I think when
Choice.
Marge gets her freak on, she gets her freak on.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, look, I mean, I don't get the
Okay.
whole airplane bathroom thing. That's just got to be fundamentally
Mechanically is
impossible.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Also, everyone can see, like, there's usually a queue for the toilets. Like,
Yeah.
everyone will see someone else going in with you, and then 2 people coming out. Awkward as fuck.
Yeah, I love Vegas Vacation where they show Chevy and Beverly D'Angelo like struggling with it, and then the next they cut to a shot, and then it's just like he's got like that blue water all over his pants, and she's just pissed off. And yeah, I think she'd sooner go to the friend's wedding, but you know,
Yeah.
Yeah, I fully thought she was going to go friend's wedding.
yeah.
Do it on the cake.
I feel like
there.
you've thought about that.
Oh my god, some friends of mine got married this weekend, and I saw their wedding photos, and instead of cake, they had like just 5 wheels of cheese.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that was not where I thought that story
Yeah.
was going, but that's okay.
And then
Yeah.
they did it in the alley behind a corner.
With the wheels of cheese.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, now they're married, so
Cheese?
it's okay.
Yeah.
And so the whole Jerry Springer angle, you can sort of accuse them of being a bit trendy at the time, but I mean, how has this aged in a post-Jerry Springer world?
Fairly well.
Yeah.
I mean, it will lose a bit for,
People going,
kids
who's
these
Jerry
days.
Springer?
Yeah, kids these days won't get that he was known for his controversial topics, but they'll get that it's a talk show.
Like,
Yeah.
just imagine it's Maury, but 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Mm.
I
Yeah,
do-
that's right. That's still a thing. That's weird.
Yeah.
I do like it's the title of My Wife Knocked Boots with a Space Stud.
Yeah, I did like that too.
And the other thing I really like quoting, which is like, Kang is backstage in the soundproof booth, but he can't hear us. I hear all. I've said that before when I'm like in the other room, I can hear someone talking on his phone.
I like the audience interaction, and she's like, I got a question for that gross thing, whatever it is.
Homer.
No, the other thing. Oh, so good.
That was so funny. And she was really every Jerry Springer audience member with the poodle shirt and the hair and the curls.
Yeah.
Very good. You can't bully my audience. Just like
Yeah.
raise them all.
I think it was good. Like, it is sort of going to be weird for anybody checking it out now because, yeah, Jerry Springer was such a phenomenon at the
Oh, yeah.
Oh
time.
man.
My mum loved it.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
She's just got like a weird love of trashy daytime TV. Like Judge Judy as well. That's a big one for her.
Everybody has their dirty secret.
Yeah.
I still don't understand what was the percentage of real people on that
Yeah.
show.
Oh, 0.
Well, no, because he once said like, if even you could just get the weirdest 1% of America, that's still like 3 million people to choose from. And he was saying like, so I think some of them maybe were real, but some were like, oh, like, I'm actually a man. You're like, you guys have slept together. How did you not know that? So you think, okay, well, that one's fake.
Yeah.
But then some of the others were like, this is so weird. Maybe it's real. Yeah.
I did hear an interview once where like so when people get invited to your show, do they not immediately be like, what's going on?
Yeah.
He said, well, yeah, we give them a list of topics and say, it's going to be one of these. If you're not comfortable with one of them, don't come on the show.
Okay.
So again, how true that was, how many
Fair
of these
enough.
people were real, who knows? But
Yeah, it's like reality TV. They do it so they don't have to hire good actors and good writers, They just get trashy people to be trashy and
Just be yourself, babe. Go
Yeah.
for it.
yeah, throw a chair at someone. If that's what's in your heart,
They
then it
re-
should be thrown through the air.
just live your bliss.
They really captured Jerry Springer though, with just
Oh.
like all the swearing and the
Very-
bleeping out. The only thing they were missing was the audience going, Steve, Steve,
Yeah,
Steve,
that's right.
Steve.
They left him out of this episode.
He was
Who
there
now-
though. He was
Oh, wait,
there.
he
He
was?
was holding back Kodos. Yeah, okay.
He has his own talk show now.
Wow.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, Steve the security
Does
guard.
he
He-
just
Is it
hold them?
I was about to say, is it called Hold Nothing Back with Steve?
I think it's just called Steve. That's such a... Oh, why aren't you writing the names for these shows?
I don't know.
Yeah, and I thought Jerry Springer, yeah, that was him as well, did an excellent job in this. And like the final thoughts thing was always like a weird part of Springer where they just have all these trashy people going, oh, you slept with my dog Woofy. I'm stealing that from the Weird Al song.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, Jerry Springer just has these poignant final thoughts.
Yeah,
And
you're like, wow, way to really tie it together.
yeah.
He was really mad. Like, he had this dream of wanting to be president, but he couldn't because he was born in Britain.
Oh, was he?
Nice.
Yeah, I think so. He's born there, but I think raised here, but because he wasn't born
Yeah.
in the US, he can't be
Yeah.
president. He could be governor, I think, but he couldn't be.
He was governor
Yeah.
of Minnesota or Mississippi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He would have so many good campaign slogans, like either just Jerry, 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 or just I've seen your worst. What else?
But yeah, when people chanting your name is just like a default action
Yeah.
for them. Like, yeah. Oh, that is
Gold,
genius.
Jerry, gold. Different Jerry, I know.
When people associate your name with
Yeah, true.
Maybe that could be his campaign slogan.
Ricky.
Yeah.
Oh, Ricky could be his like opponent.
or running mate.
Yeah,
Unstoppable.
All right, guys. Yep, let's wrap this one up. Maddie, any other notes about this section?
I just think that I can't believe Jerry Springer didn't solve our problems.
Definitely.
Good.
Yes.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely. Jordan?
I was going to say, I've got a note, and I can't remember what it's relating to in this last one, where it just says, it's probably nothing.
Oh,
when they
yes.
go to they go to
doctor.
Dr. Hibbert, they're like, it's probably nothing.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
But we just wanted to get it checked out anyway. So good.
And I do like on the TV at one point, it says, now we return to how Dracula got his groove back.
I'd watch it.
I like that because as well, it's like a throwback to the fact that we're in a Halloween
Halloween
episode.
setting.
Oh, good
the
point,
setting.
Where just everything is a little Halloween.
Just a reminder,
Yeah.
we're in the Halloween bubble.
Also, hey, why not expand the Dracula mythos? And,
Yeah.
you know, he can kill people. He can be a hero. He can be a villain. He can get his groove back.
Was there a movie, how someone got their groove back?
How Stella
How
got
Stella
her
got a
group
group
back.
Oh, yeah.
Not the Emperor?
No, although still
The
great.
Emperor's New Groove?
Yep.
He always had it.
Um,
I guess.
It was
he never
inside
lost
him all
it.
along.
Yeah.
Another DVD that's in the shrink wrap,
Oh,
actually.
let's watch that one.
But
It was
that's
great.
so good.
I actually have
Yeah.
seen it before,
Yeah.
but it's been long enough that my
Yeah,
brain's
yeah.
forgotten it.
Okay.
BT, any final notes about this segment?
Nope, book is closed.
Book is closed. I like Kodos's line of, have you decreased in mass lately? And his, what do they call it? Masterful deception techniques.
Look over there.
Oh, I've got a meeting tomorrow. And yeah, in the whole swearing fit in Jerry Springer, they do that whole opening, closing door gag
Yeah.
where you can only hear certain words. And yeah, Kodo, hyperbolic, parabolic, beep, your mama.
Actually, yeah, John Lanicorn and Marge wouldn't swear.
Halloween, yes, you would.
Yeah, I guess. So.
It's Jerry Springer. You kind of got to get in at least 5 fucks and a couple of shits.
Yeah,
okay.
plus, we don't know what they were bleeping. She could have been, I'm so
Yeah.
fruitcaking embarrassed.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And final note, and this is coming back to what we were saying about earlier, how you only have a little bit of Maggie's talking in it.
Yeah.
And this one, that final line, I'll drive. Ha, ha, ha.
I need blood.
That was so weird. I never know if I heard that right. All right, guys, time for a little questionnaire. Have you watched this episode before? Tonight, let's start over here.
Yeah, probably less than 10, though.
yes, sometimes.
Yes,
Many some.
I've watched this so many sometimes, and you?
Oh, man, I've been watching this since I lost my baby legs.
Your tentacles have come in nicely.
Yep.
And yes or no, would you watch this episode again?
Yes.
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 Yes!
Yes. All right. Did it feel like a Treehouse of Horror?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
I need blood.
They handled the horror and the parody elements well.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't really parodying
Yeah,
much,
not
though.
strictly speaking, but more
No.
bounce, like especially Hair to Pay, bouncing just a lot of horror tropes. So
Yeah, same with the kids going into the cartoon. I feel like you've seen the people go in the TV bit. And
yeah,
Yeah. Willy
you're happy
Wonka.
about something. What are you? There's a fist pump.
Baby legs from Rick and Morty. When you were thinking about that. That's
He
all I'm
never
thinking
lost his
about
baby
this whole
legs, poor
time. Yeah.
Here I
And
go.
that's still-
Whoa.
Yeah, I'm about to say, it still affects his, like, mouth and, like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Regular legs. Yeah, so they weren't really parodying anything specific, but they were using frameworks. Like, yeah, this was sort of an alien abduction story and
Yeah.
monster story and
Montessori. Things that rhyme with Corey. Anyway. Monster story.
Allegory.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, that about does it. All right, it is time to rank this thing. Jordan, kick it off.
Okay. So let me think.
Ah.
No, I'm I hope all your rankings are this fun. I'm gonna give it a gold.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking about Cubic, but I think I don't love that last one enough to kind of kick it over for me. There's something about it, like it's still really great and it's really fun to watch, but it's not one that's like in my mind. Like if I think of Treehouse,
Sure.
that's not the one I think of immediately.
Absolutely. All right. And who goes next? Maddie goes next.
Damn, I was hoping you wouldn't pick me next. I am really on the fence between whether or not I want to give it a cubic or a gold because after watching this episode again, I was like, God damn, this was such a great episode. It just made me so happy. It was so funny. Like, there were so many good jokes in there. I love the animation. But you are right. Like, is it that classic Simpsons episode, like, that you think of when you think of The Simpsons? However, in saying that, Gold is great, right? Or excellent.
Excellent.
Like,
Gold is excellent.
That
Gold is a fantastic rating.
Cubic is essential, though. This is like when you say,
Yeah.
look, if you want to experience The Simpsons,
The example we use is in the future when all technology is wiped out and we're all in a post-apocalyptic world. When we all speak in Simpsons quotes to prove who's really human and who's an imposter,
Yeah.
is this episode going to be essential learning?
You're going to be fucked in that future, aren't you?
Look, I know the Simpsons quotes and I'm a cyborg. I'm the
So you're
perfect
basically
balance.
the Terminator.
Yeah, I've been telling you the entire time. I'm a fat Terminator.
told you 20 times, you don't know.
The Terminator.
Yeah.
Did you want a bit more thinking time? Or
Yeah, because I know why I'm going
Well,
with. So.
actually, you know what? You guys go, and then based on your decision, I'll give my ranking to
Oh,
then determine
peer
the ultimate
pressure.
This is a-
ranking that I
well,
think it should
It's
have.
about giving time, not about
Well,
affecting your opinion. But sure.
Well, yeah, just on that, I can't stop you from ranking based on what everyone else has ranked to affect the overall one because, like, my philosophy with it is this is just philosophically speaking. I'm not going to enforce rules or anything. No, the personal rankings are just that. They're your personal rankings. The overall is just what it happens to be because of all those personal rankings. So in this case, my personal belief is that it's a cubic zirconia because I just had so much goddamn fun with it. Even, like I said, Starship Poopers as well. That wasn't my favorite segment, and I thought it really dragged down the pacing. It makes me wonder, should have that one been first and then Hell Toupée last? Because that would have really left it on an amazing note. But I'm just saying on the strength of the first two segments alone and the, strong enough strength of the last one that gives it a cubic for me. I absolutely say if you're going to watch The Simpsons and you're into the Treehouse of Horrors, this one fits in beautifully. BT?
Wow. Wow. Okay. Whew, this is going to get tough because I'm currently sitting on a silver.
Oh, really?
Yeah, controversial. No, I just think about the individual sections, and I think Hell Toupée is a gold, and the other two are about a silver because I like them, but I don't really get anything from them that I feel is quotable or incredibly iconic. If I go to someone, oh yeah, we watched that one where they get absorbed into the TV and they get fighting and scratchy, people are like, oh yeah, I love that one. Okay, and then that's the end of the conversation. There's no quoting. There's no, what about this bit? Nothing like that from it. So I just don't know if there's anything much to get from. I'm not fully decided. That's a tricky part. For the moment, I'm sitting on a silver. That's where my guts are. A high silver, a nice silver, a shiny one.
But silver nonetheless.
Better silver.
But like 30 times less valuable than gold.
Yeah, that seems fair.
Like silver prices.
Was that going to sway
All right, Maddie,
me?
so
All right.
you've got 3 different rankings.
Elliot, I feel like you've given me the confidence to pursue what my heart is telling me, and my heart is telling me that it is a cubic.
Yeah, go the winning team.
Because Maggie did lose her baby legs. And, even though that was probably not the best out of the 3, it was freaking hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah, it was an amazing segment. I think you can pull some Simpsonics from this
Quite
one.
possibly, yeah. Baby legs.
More than you love this head of hair.
Well, that's why I'm not 100% sure, because I do like a lot of quotes out of that one. I just don't know if it pulls it all the way up for me.
Oh, fair enough. And like I said, personal rankings. You still on silver?
Let me just try saying them.
never works.
No, it doesn't. I usually stick with my guide. This is a gold. This is a silver. No, I'm going to follow the heart, and the heart is saying silver.
Great. Now I need to do some tricky math because I can't quite work out what the average is. So cubic gold silver would equal gold. So cubic would push it up into shiny gold?
Shiny gold,
I
I
reckon
think.
shiny gold, yeah.
Yeah. All right, this will be a shiny gold all around, and this will be the first Treehouse of Horror to be deemed a shiny gold.
Oh.
And it's weird. We've had no other shiny golds that go cubic, gold, silver, so that's weird. But anyway, other shiny golds, 2 cars in every garage, 3 eyes on every fish, the one with Blinky, Dog of Death, where Santa's little helper almost dies, Homer and Apu, which we reviewed with you a few episodes, Jordan. The Homer They Fall, which we did recently with Phil, the boxing one. That's an amazing episode. Yeah, and E.I.E.I. Doll, the tobacco episode. All right, guys. I think that does it for episode 82 of The Simpsons Index. And thank you guys for joining me for the 4th Treehouse of Horror-thon. And tell the folks at home who you are.
Maddie Dockrill.
And
God, what was mine? Jaws of the Damned Defrosting.
And
BT Calloway.
I've been your host, Elliot Jay O'Neill, and that's all the mustard in the haunted house.
Deadly mustard. The mustard is also cursed.
Thank you for listening to the Simpsons Index podcast, which is also an online spreadsheet available at thesimpsonsindex.com. You can chat to us online at facebook.com/thesimpsonsindex or at Simpsons Index on Twitter. And now, please stay tuned for the bonus scenes. The bonus scenes? That's right.
I can't help but note the lack of Pepsi Max in your hands. I mean, no, that's fine. I'll just get my own beverage, like some kind of scum.
You're already in
front of it. No, we've established who's scum.
Just compared to crust.
Yeah, you see how you scum. I grew up saying "et," like, "Oh yeah, I ate that."
Oh, the one,
Yeah.
yeah.
Instead of
Because
eight.
my mum used to
Like
say that.
eat?
Yes,
Oh.
but I ate it.
I think et is actually like, old English, so it's
Yeah.
still technically
I've actually
correct.
got an Irish relative. I think she's my great aunt. She says that, and instead of she goes
Erm.
Yeah, and she fully like gets all the R in there and everything.
Like McGurd.
Gersberms.
Guess bumps.
My favorite bird.
I've been a lot of things in my time. Killer
Hillary?
Robot, Satan. I just wanted to point out excellent socks, by the way. I'm just going to share mine, which are bunnies with a chainsaw.
Nice. Reminded me of a really crap joke.
Hmm.
Hey, what always succeeds?
Success.
A beakless budgie.
Succeeds.
Remember what I said about finding a window and jumping out of it?
That was indeed a joke.
It was
that
a
we all
joke.
heard. I had a Barbie that would bowl.
Really?
Oh, that's
yeah,
cool.
her arm, it was a magnet. She had a bowling ball.
Nice.
and
That's
you,
pretty cool.
You'd press the button and she'd just go,
Nice.
and the ball would like,
Yeah, and if you didn't know the ball, it just looks like she's like flipping you off.
yeah, exactly. Press the button constantly, mate.
This one
Older
helps.
sister,
Yeah.
haha.
Without the
There we go.
pen, you look like an antelope. Like, get rid of the pen for a second. Just like take that out.
It's-
Like a cloven hoof.
To make things weirder, guys, he's talking about his foot. Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, not all of me, just
You're very skittish today.
Hey, look, his ears flick when you tickle him.
I realized this was my first note was to try write about like, oh, the banner thing, but I didn't get to that because it had already gone. I was trying to figure out what the next bit I was going to write was, so I ended up writing just Simpsons. That's my
yes,
first
Jordan.
note.
Some great content
Hey,
right there.
Jordan, I have a ball. Would you like to bounce it?
Oh, got away from me.
Well, you keep at it.
I had the note arse perch. Why did I have the note arse perch?
Oh, assassination perch. It was 9th floor assassination perch. You even mentioned this. You
In
said,
the episode.
I just wrote arse perch.
You've double forgot.
Happy 420, everybody.
421. And
It's actually 21-4.
You're talking about it's 10:20.
That was one of my tweets.
It's 2241.
That was one of my tweets earlier yesterday. Me. God damn, the Americans write their dates stupid. Why are they so dumb? Also me. Here, happy 420, everybody.
I heard a shower thought it was like 420, the day when people who smoke every day smoke.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Oh, and Snoop Dogg had a great one. Was just, don't forget to leave out milk and cookies for me. Happy 420.
Oh, that's fantastic.
God bless you,
If you're
Snoop.
good all year, Snoop Dogg will come round
And blaze it with you.
and leave you some Weedle drizzle. I don't know how to.
Do you think he'll visit? Oh, he only visits the dankest children. Legalizing marijuana will lead to a slippery slope. Whee! My final notes, before we leave this thing. I just managed to work it in the conversation organically. Never mind.
Nicely done.
Thank you. All right, so
But why did you write ass perch?
why did I? Happy for
Because
Anyway.
the fish bit him on the butt.
And
Perch.
I got you.
Thanks.
Joke. I
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah.
I got it.
Oh, I got it.
Sorry.
I just didn't laugh.
there's a teens and later Simpsons era writer that I like, Carol Anomany, and her Treehouse of Horror. I forget which one that was, but I remember it was awful.
You say you usually like her episodes?
Yeah,
So would you say that one was an anomaly?
Anomaly's anomaly.
I think we've got a new tongue twister.
Tongue twister.
The Anomaly of Omni.
Nice.
A mini.
Can you say caramel chamomile?
Caramel camembert. Caramel camembert. Caramel camembert.
Chamomile.
Oh, chamomile.
Chamomile.
With camembert.
Caramel chamomile.
Caramel camembert. Chamomile. Caramel camembert. Chamomile.
Caramel chamomile camembert.
That
Now,
sounds disgusting. but-
Voluntary tyranny, volunteers itinerary.
Voluntary tyranny, volunteers itinerary.
Yeah.
Say it again.
Voluntary tyranny, volunteers itinerary.
Voluntary itinerary, volunteers
tyranny.
itinerary.
Tyranny. Voluntary tyranny.
Voluntary tyranny.
Volunteers
Tyranny.
itinerary.
Tyranny. Volunteers a
Can
tyranny.
you have
Itinerary.
Itinerary.
involuntary
I
tyranny?
can't.